Hi, Neal Brennan here. I got nothing to promote. Or yeah, I do. I got a fucking special on iTunes, and that's Women and Black Dudes, the name of the special. Download that shit. You can go to Comedy Central, download the whole special. And also, if you like this podcast, star it. Because you're already on the page, just hit 5 stars. It's just better for us.
Yeah,
and if you have like a whole rating system, go ahead and write a big review if you got that kind of time. But otherwise, just star us.
Yeah, if you think we're 1 star, why the fuck are you listening in the first place, man?
Yeah.
Log off now. You don't deserve this. We do this for
Someone
free.
called us typical white blowhards. I was looking
that's actually inaccurate. I would say
but it was
fair.
like, because I guess I said that communism wasn't given a chance.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, fuck this. And of course, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. Anyhow, go ahead, Moshe.
It's Moshe Kasher. How's everyone doing? Listen, I will be at Madison, Wisconsin, at Comedy Club on State, the 27th through the 1st of March, Charlotte, North Carolina, 6th through the 8th of March, April Fool's Day, New Orleans, Louisiana, One Eye Jacks with Tom Lennon, Natasha Leggero on the weekend after that. I'll be at Laugh Boston. So there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. Go to moshekasher.com. You could still get a T-shirt. Go to Blue Collar Distro /The Champs. And I think that's it, man.
Fuck.
I think let's start this episode.
Sure, you got anything?
I mean, I got my show, Charlemagne and Friends, every Wednesday at 11:30 on MTV2.
So
and
watch that.
And my morning radio show, The Breakfast Club, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., depending on what coast you're on.
That's the Shade 45 one, right?
No, I do regular terrestrial radio.
You do?
I work for Clear Channel, yeah. But
So what is the breakfast show? What? Oh, Shade.
Let's start the
wake up
show.
Sway is the Wake Up Show.
You're the Breakfast Club.
Yep.
All right. God bless. Moshe's got apparently his own agenda.
No, I'm just saying.
Moshe's
Put
got
some
shit
music.
he's got to do.
Let's put some music here.
Now tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
Now you're fucking with the champs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back.
That's how you do it.
Wax.
Starting the show, it's the Champs podcast.
So
us
our
once again.
guest today, I gotta say, we did a sketch on the Chappelle Show called The Player Haters Ball, and I gotta say, if we do it again, if there was some kind of reunion, you would be in it this time.
I would love to be. That was one of my favorite sketches ever.
And have you seen there is a shirt that they sell at Supreme, just says hate, 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 hate. It's a fucking Oxford. It's a button up.
Y'all caught that though. Y'all did it right because y'all had a Star on there back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's right. What happened to Star?
He Star got fired from Clear Channel. I think he does like an internet radio show now.
Oh,
yeah, he does an internet radio show now.
If you're a
Meanwhile,
hip hop
that's what we're
fan
doing.
or a radio fan, you might be recognizing that voice already from The Breakfast Club. I mean, they say the Howard Stern of hip hop. That's an
It's too
interesting
much pressure.
moniker.
I don't want.
But you're good.
That's a lot of pressure.
I'm legit a fan. It's Charlemagne the God, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
thank you.
Charlemagne.
God bless.
The prince of pissing people off, the ruler rubbing you the wrong way, the architect of aggravation. That's me. So I thought it was going to have a more elaborate setup for the Champs
man.
podcast.
This is very elaborate.
No,
for us.
We just got out of my house, man.
It's like
we
everybody-
used to just do it in my house.
Everybody talks about how great the podcast is, and it is a great podcast. But I thought we was coming to like a real fancy studio.
No, man.
It's like a trap house.
We
almost.
literally
This is
would
like the
do it.
nicest way you've ever spoken to an interviewee.
No, I'm just
so
saying.
far. We got you granola. What more do you want?
natural granola, oats, honey, raisins, and almonds. Nice glass of water.
Yeah,
Not even
that
a
was
bottle of
fucked
water, a
up.
glass.
I know, not even
There
a bottle
there
of water.
used to be bottles. I felt bad.
Yeah, Moshe offered bottles,
Hey.
went back there, and then I
can
see
I
him
do?
coming
This nice
like,
glass makes me feel more at home. I feel like I'm in my grandma's house.
Yeah.
God bless the dead.
You want some Kool-Aid, baby?
Yeah, some red Kool-Aid. What flavor? Red.
fucked up. All right, so sure, I don't know much about you, man. I mean, I know the show, and I know I see you on the Talking Head shows, and I will say that you're always funny on the Talking Head shows. You have your own Talking Head show now, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a few. I'm on Guy Code.
Yeah.
As well as Girl Code. We do a show called Guy Court where we all play attorneys.
Right.
Where we defend.
And Donnell
Guy
is
Code
the judge
violations.
on that show,
Donnell's
and he
the
looks
judge.
fucking 1,000 years old.
Donnell is looking old.
For no reason other than fucking just color your beard, dude, or fucking moisturize or something. He looks 1,000, and it's obviously everybody's younger than him. You're not that much younger than him, but everybody else.
Yes,
is.
I am.
Oh, I don't know how
Yeah,
old
I'm
you are.
33.
Oh yeah, you're a lot younger than Donnell.
Donnell's
just
what,
a young
40
man.
something?
How old
Yeah.
is Donnell?
It's 40-something.
But it works for Donnell, though.
Absolutely.
Donnell's like the angry old uncle that you know, you'd love to have come over for at least an hour. Anything over an hour, he's overstaying his welcome.
You can carbon date his ash to find out his true age.
But I got my own talk show too. I got my late night talk show that comes on MTV too every Wednesday night at 11:30.
And what's the premise?
It's just all my politically correct, my politically incorrect views and potentially dangerous rhetoric. And I guess if I had to compare it to something, it's kind of like Chelsea Handler. The setup, because me and then like 3 other people will be on the show with me.
Oh, got it. All right. So do you and do you have like an opening monologue and shit?
Nah.
It's just open on you and 3 people.
That's it. I don't like. I'm not a comedian. Like I think people get that misconstrued.
Yeah,
like,
you're not a comedian on stage, but you have soundbitey ass funny things to say.
Well, that's only because I understand how people, take in communication now. Like when you communicate with people, you can only do it in 140 characters or less nowadays. Yeah. Like you can't have a long, elaborate conversation with people unless they're actually thinking people. And majority of society is not thinking.
It's really, it's getting more and more remarkable to me.
Well, that's interesting.
How simple people are.
Yes.
Yeah, but at the same time, podcasting has become a bigger and bigger form of media, which is the opposite of the.
But it's for people who want to listen.
Right.
It's a certain audience. It's just a thinking audience, a cerebral audience that actually wants to listen to somebody talk for an hour.
Yeah.
But
now it's like, it's been. Have you watched the Woody Allen shit at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The how quickly, and I find it in myself how quickly I'll just be like, fuck it, he did it.
Yep. Fuck, no way.
Fuck
There's no way he did it.
No, he didn't. He couldn't have done it. Wait, fuck it. Yeah, he did. And it's like whoever spoke last, I'm even on like, well,
100%.
then he and it's trouble. And I'm relatively smart.
So the problem with pedophiles is that once you're victims,
the one problem, right?
Yeah, no, well, other than molesting kids.
Yeah.
But once your victims get become adults, it's like, okay, the statute of limitations is kind of worn out on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to say that when you're young for it to really be a case. Like if it was a kid now saying Woody Allen was molesting them, then the police would be investigating. But you're an adult saying it, it's like
yeah. Well, they already did investigate, and then it's like he's saying shit about the investigation that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you read shit that was in the court transcripts, and it's like he used to go to bed with her. He'd be in his underwear, and as soon as she walked in, he'd go like, "Come to bed." And then Mia was like, "Stop," and he called her a spoil sport.
Yeah,
shit like that. Where you're just like,
I read
wow.
His transcript wasn't as good as Jerry Sandusky's or Michael Jackson.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like especially when they said Michael Jackson was holding up, I think it was Macaulay Culkin in front of a video game and jerking him off at the same time.
Oh, I never read that.
That's from the script of Home Alone 4.
Which they didn't. He
died.
You know
I heard last night that the way that the kids would identify that it was Michael Jackson was that he
spots on his penis.
Somebody said he had a tattoo of Tigger on his penis.
No, they said it was spots.
Which seems a little bit misleading.
You know when Michael Jackson was in the morgue, whoever was like, doing his what did they call the shit?
Identify?
No, when they
his
autopsy.
Yeah,
they definitely looked at his penis.
Oh yeah, for those
spots.
Look.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. They definitely. Looked
You've
at
heard the
Jackson's
stories
penis.
where he didn't talk like a baby in real life.
Oh
I
really?
Those stories?
Yeah.
Have I never talked about
No.
that? I've heard from multiple people that Michael Jackson would talk like a baby for 5 minutes.
And then talk like
and
a
then
gangster
in fact,
life.
Eddie Griffin said he used the N-word more than anyone he knew.
Really?
Yes.
We don't use the N-word no more, though. We replaced the N-word with the word Bieber. Bieber is the new N-word.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, orange is the new black and Bieber is the new N-word. So, but everybody can use it.
Finally, white people have a way to say the N-word.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unity. Oh,
exactly.
This is exciting.
I actually say it, but whatever. But
you hung around Chappelle all those years,
Yeah.
so I'm sure they gave you the pass.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's the problem. Like a guy like you could probably use the word around Dave them and it's cool, and you don't mean no harm by it.
I mean, literally, if I meant harm, I wouldn't say
No,
it.
exactly.
You scream it from a horse top as you ride
A horse top.
A horse top.
What the hell is a horse top?
You don't know what a horse top is, man?
No.
It's the
Paul
top.
Reveal. Paul Reveal.
The top of a horse?
Man, we should never
You're
do
fucking my
interviews in the
mouth
morning.
up. Your mouth fuck up got into my mouth. Okay, so where did you start? How did you come to? How did America come to love you?
I started off as an intern in 1998 in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was just a typical kid, running the streets.
I got to say, I like Charleston. I think you do too, because there's
Beautiful
got
place.
a slave
Charleston.
element to it.
That's not why I like it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like fucking antebellum architecture. I think shit's cool.
That's the main reason Charleston is such a big tourist attraction,
Yeah.
because white people like to go down there and see the
remember
slave
how
quarters.
good we
On
used to
horse
have.
top.
Horse top.
Neal, I wish you could have seen Neal. There's a fellow named Wax here, and Neal tried to get a fist pound, and it was very reluctantly given. It was like,
That's my brother Wax, man. Wax been rolling
so.
with me for a decade or better. That's my guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we always knew that about Charleston. We knew white people like to come there because of the slave quarters.
Yeah.
I don't like to go to see that shit because it just reminds me of a bad time. It's not like I lived through that time.
Right.
But I don't want to,
It's like going back to high school for you or something. It's like some shit, like,
No,
but
I
in
was-
a super duper way.
Yeah, well, I actually am curious.
High
were
school
you,
times 10.
Were you a shit talker in high school? Did you have
Absolutely.
this gift of gab? And
Absolutely. It's funny because like whenever people say to me now, you got such a, you talk so openly, and you're like, I never even thought it was something I was doing. That's just life. Like my father does that. My uncles do that. My friends and family that I grew up with in Mounts Corner, we always used to talk like that.
Actually, let me clarify just for the listeners who might not be familiar with their stuff. The thing about Charlemagne that's so compelling about your interview styles is you really do not hold back. That's sort
Because
of
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
You know
people
what I'm
know
saying?
that when they come on the
You
breakfast
talk
show.
shit to Kanye, right? When
I
he
mean,
was
people
on?
call it talking shit, but
Right, but I didn't disagree with anything you said.
yeah.
No,
I'm
I
just
didn't.
a
You were
fan.
saying that shit about like why you always talking money shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, no, it's from the Kanye that used to be with the college dropout
Yeah.
and to the Kanye that is now, the narcissistic, egotistical,
Yeah.
I need corporate America to help
Yeah.
me. But just a month ago, you were screaming, we're all new slaves, and you didn't want corporations
Yeah.
to help you. I just wanted to address that to him as a fan. Like, what happened to my guy? Like, we're approaching,
Agreed.
I think it's the 10-year anniversary of the college dropout
Yeah.
now. It's like, what happened to our guy?
Well, why do you think he was able to deal with? I mean, I think it's a mental thing that people bring to your show. They know that they're going to get interviewed in a way that's bombastic and in their face, as opposed to his interview with Sway, where he was just like kind of going crazy and like. But when you were saying much more in your face shit than Sway was, and he was dealing with it.
Well, like I say, I'm not an interviewer. Sway's an interviewer. I'm a conversationalist. I like to have conversation, and I'm a fan that gets to have conversation with these amazing people. So whether I'm feeling what they're doing at the time or not feeling what they're doing at the time, I can address that to them directly.
Chappelle had the easiest solution for Kanye too, by the way, which is if you want to be a designer, open a fucking store on Lafayette Street between fucking Prince and Spring, and you'll make $4 million in a month.
I think he tried that though. I think that's what pissed him off. Like when he was on Sway and he was talking about how he invested $13 million into his own clothing line. He did.
You
that.
must be shitty at designing if you lost $13 million.
I think that's what it was. The distributors didn't like the design, so they never put it out. So
but
it
I'm
kinda-
saying
it kinda
open
messed
your
him up
own store.
financially.
You don't need shit.
I think he did that with a pop-up store, or he did that at his show.
But it was
with
just selling
merchandising.
it was just selling tour merch.
Tour merch, yeah.
It was just selling T-shirts and shit. It's
well,
like
speaking
open.
of as a guy from the South, how do you feel about Kanye's Confederate flag reclamation?
It's the same thing with the word nigga. Like, you can't turn a negative into a positive like that. Like, it's just too much blood has been spilled over that flag. Too much blood has been spilled over the N-word for you to ever turn it into a positive. Like, you just can't.
Yeah,
I don't care what you try to do. You can't flip and bounce that into something
Right.
positive.
I agree.
You should
I
see
saw
my hour though. I got close.
You got
I did. I say it like 8 times. I say it, but I don't. But it is funny and positive. It's
No,
not
but
like,
I was in my neighborhood up in Silver Lake, this hipster neighborhood in L.A., and these 2 white girls walked by with the Kanye tour bag with a big fat fucking Confederate flag on the side. And I was just like, I wish Kanye could see this, because there's no way he'd be happy looking at these girls ironically rocking a Confederate flag.
the Confederate flag's just bad news. It's hard to print It's hard to print good news on bad news. It's
But even with Kanye, that wasn't something new. I'm from South Carolina. It was a crew called the Carolina Pathfinders, and my man Wayne C., he did that like 10 years ago. He turned the Confederate flag red, black, and green. The exact same thing. So it's nothing new. Right. It's like you just can't turn it into a positive, because if you talk to somebody who grew up in that era, they'll tell you there's nothing positive about that flag.
Yeah.
They'll look at you like you're stupid. And I hate the whole N-word conversation. Like, you can say it if it's with a G-A-R-E-R.
Oh, yeah, that's
the
stupid.
dumbest shit in
I
the
agree.
fucking world. You know? That's why I say Bieber.
Yeah. But you got to say Bieber.
Bieber. No, say Bieber, but Bieber.
Bieber is more racist.
I think it's like saying it's like I say cunt but with a K. So girls are
Comfort?
Cunt but with a K. It's like you're still saying cunt. It doesn't matter how you spell
I
it.
hate that word cunt.
Yeah.
I never want to say to myself I'm eating cunt. Like, it sounds
Oh, I've
disgusting.
never eaten cunt.
I like eating pussy. Cunt
Yeah.
is, cunt,
You've never eaten pussy,
Cunt
though,
is
right?
disgusting.
I love eating pussy. I do not. Cunt is just is sour.
You know, it's been a long time since we've talked in a real visceral way about dirty sex shit on this podcast.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. Okay, but you're in high school, Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I was born in Charleston, raised in a small town called Moncks Corner. Population less than 8,000. Berkeley High School. It's the farthest I got as far as education is concerned. 12th
High
grade.
school?
Yep. After
It's
that-
high school.
High school. 12th grade, I was done.
Were you smarter than everybody in your class?
You know, it's funny. I had a principal who used to always say how smart I was, but I just chose to do dumb shit. So I don't know. Like I don't know. Like labels like smart are subjective.
Right.
Do you read a lot?
Absolutely, because my mother was an English teacher. My mother has been an English teacher in South Carolina for well over 30 years, and she's retired and went back. And
I always say that's the second part of my. If you grow up around white people, I have a theory that if you grow up around white people, you're better off long term.
Duh.
Okay.
Listen,
There's
I
no
don't
need for you to look at me anymore, Neal.
The
point has been
but
proven.
the fact that you ever disagreed with me, it still bothers me.
No, it's the truth. Listen,
Yeah.
it's about.
And if your parents are educators as well, I find that
It's about behavior. I always say segregation was a great concept that was poorly executed because it was based on race when it should have been based on behavior. It's just a behavior thing, and it's not even just about black because it's bad white people too.
right.
When I say even if you use the word nigga now, you have to know that the word nigga means an ignorant person, and it's ignorant white people and it's ignorant black people. Honey
Right.
Boo Boo them is niggas to me. I wouldn't want to be around them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like it's a great concept that was poorly executed. When you say,
So you think
and-
segregation should have been by class and or
Behavior.
style or education?
behavior. Think of the craziest white person you know. Like,
Right.
You wouldn't want to live next.
Hard
to
to enforce.
Would you want to live next
by
to
the
Jeffrey
way.
Dahmer when he was alive?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. And that's how I feel about Chief Keef. I don't want to be around somebody like him.
Yeah. But that's hard to enforce. That's harder to enforce than just skin color. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
A
It's
store
easier.
just for N-word, you know what I mean? Just for like white trash and
Oh, yeah, but that's what I said. Segregation was a great concept that was poorly executed. It should
Yeah.
be based on behavior. Behavior is not hard to enforce because you know when somebody's a damn fool. You know when somebody's a criminal.
But legally, you would need a judge to go, you a damn fool.
Yeah. Donnell Rawlings.
No,
Ruling,
It seems like
I
the
rule
perfect
you
judge.
a damn fool. You know you're a fool.
No, you just judge their character. Like you can look at a person's character and tell if they're effed up. We all know effed
I
up
agree.
individuals.
It's
I don't
hard,
even believe that
it's
you
impossible
believe
to
that.
enforce,
What?
Bashar.
That you should actually segregate idiots.
We
into-
do it now. What do
We
you think?
do it
Hold on.
now.
What do you think first class is? What do you think the VIP section in the clubs are?
I've been
The
thinking about
VIP
it.
section has more idiots than the regular.
just
That's the
saying.
problem with, because you think about it, because I was trying to think of a thing talking about comment boards online, and I was like thinking it's like the bus or it's like Greyhound. Everyone's on there. But I was like, rich, smart people don't ride Greyhound. Rich, smart people don't really ride the bus.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically, so it comes down to like, it comes down to behavior. And some of it is rich and class, but some of it is just education level or carriage.
It's just like even when black people say we want to make it out the hood. Where do we want to make it out the hood and go?
Yeah.
We want to go live in Calabash next to Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You know, but then Justin Bieber is the nigga in the neighborhood that's causing all the problems.
Yeah, he's got what's his name? Keyshawn Johnson. When Keyshawn Johnson chases you down the street,
Exactly. Keyshawn
Hello.
Johnson, that's a great point. Keyshawn Johnson is black,
Yeah.
but he's not a nigga. Justin Bieber is white, but
Anymore.
he is a nigga. Yeah, he's not anymore. He's growing out of that. So
He was
He's
for
the
a
one
while.
chasing the nigga
Wax,
down the
come on,
street
man.
because that nigga's
Give me some
egging
on
the
it.
houses
You suck.
in the neighborhood.
he really did that. A former black football player
Keyshawn
chased
Johnson.
because Bieber was like drag racing in his neighborhood. Keyshawn Johnson chased him down in a Prius, which is pretty awesome.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You agree with me?
Well, I mean, I don't not agree with what you're saying in that there should be things that are done in terms of separating out people by behavior and
You wouldn't
helping
think of
people with
rolling
bad
through the
behavior.
hoods of Compton today.
What's that?
You wouldn't think of rolling through the Slauson, the rolling 40s or 50s or whatever they call it. You wouldn't think of doing that today.
I would, and if you know anything about actual crime, black people don't really commit crime on white people.
No, we commit more violent crimes. More violent crimes.
Against white people, like carjacking shit like that is. I always my most crime is black on black. It's not black on white.
Absolutely. That's why when I get so upset when things happen like the George Zimmerman versus Trayvon Martin case, because Trayvon Martin will get killed. Whenever somebody from another race kills one of us, it's World War III. But we kill each other every single day.
Yeah.
Way more than the George Zimmermans of the world.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about George Zimmerman. I'm worried about Jamal and them, you know, kicking in my door and trying to shoot me up.
Jamal's a bad dude.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you're absolutely right.
But I
agree
mean,
with you.
my whole thing with the George Zimmerman case was always it had nothing to do with George Zimmerman. It had to do with the legal fallout that happened afterwards. So everybody always wanted to make it, oh, George Zimmerman is or isn't racist, which was never important. The important part was why weren't they trying to charge George Zimmerman? Why was the internet going crazy supporting George Zimmerman? Why was he given that was
No,
the real
that's what
problem.
y'all was thinking about.
Here's a question.
On our world, it was all about race. Nothing
it was
more,
about
nothing
race.
less.
No, but you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Not that it wasn't about race, but that the important racial component wasn't whether or not the individual George Zimmerman was a racist, but that the justice system treated a guy that killed a young black man in a way that was so indicative of racism.
Oh yeah, but they've always felt like that. They've always felt like the justice system wasn't for us.
But that
was just another
You
example.
can't separate one from the other. Do you think if George Zimmerman was black,
it wouldn't have even been an issue.
Do you think they would have even?
It wouldn't have
do you
been an
think
issue.
anyone would have testified against him if it was in a shitty Florida hood fucking
If
subdivision?
George Zimmerman was black,
Yeah.
and he killed Trayvon Martin, and Trayvon Martin was black, it wouldn't even been an issue.
What would have happened?
Nothing. We wouldn't have even heard about it.
Right. Do you think he would have been prosecuted, or you think it would have just been handled on the street?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think he probably would have been prosecuted.
Some first 48 shit.
Yeah, I think he probably prosecuted.
taking a plea deal. I mean, I heard this. This book was a fictional future about the justice system where everybody stopped taking plea bargains, making deals with the DA, and something like in like a month, the entire justice system got so backed up that prisons basically the entire justice system is based on people accepting
It's
guilt.
predicated.
whether
They
they're
can't
guilty
afford
or
because
not.
it's expensive and it takes forever to do like a real case. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
It's funny because I always say I think sometimes America is too lenient. The fact that you can commit a crime and then go pay for a lawyer to defend you even when you know that you're wrong. Like you know you committed a crime, but if you get the right lawyer, he can still get you off. I think America's too lenient sometimes.
Well, the justice system, lawyers
It's purely
especially-
money.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
It's not about whether you are right or wrong. It's about whether you can win or not. That's the whole justice system.
And that's not right.
And the more money you have, the higher the likelihood
So
that
what do you
can win.
What do you believe in more, legal justice or karmic justice?
I don't believe in either, really.
No, I do. Karma does come back and get you regardless. Look, where's O.J. Simpson at right now?
Yeah.
Karma will eventually come back to bite
But
you.
you
in
know,
the
I
ass.
just was watching this special on all these escaped Nazi criminals from World War II who basically have just been living their lives in leisure in South America.
Yeah, but we don't
Apparently
know.
there's a new documentary that's a banger. Apparently, it's like 4 hours and it's about a
the
war
reason-
criminal.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but it truly is 4 hours.
But we don't know what they're going through. Like you never know what somebody's going through. They might look like they're in the lap of luxury, but their dick can't get hard.
Did
They
you
might-
see their?
I like that.
Or they might
Yes,
can't
I
sleep
did.
at night.
I did slaughter
Yeah.
many gypsies, but I haven't had my dick hard in like
I had no
42
pussy
years.
in
First of all,
I gotta eat cunt every day.
Every day.
the fact that you said gypsies instead of Jews, because he's Jewish and he brings it up constantly. The fact that you said
Hey, man,
gypsies is
I'm
a
trying to
fucking
diversify
miracle.
my portfolio.
I actually think that karmic justice is like you just go. People ascribe too much shit to karma. I think OJ wasn't karma. It was just like his life got fucked up from being marginalized by the first case, and so he ends up just trying to make a living doing grimy shit like selling his own memorabilia.
But the guy created a book called "If I Did It."
No, OJ Simpson. Did you always think he did it?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
were you outspoken about that?
Well, I was 12 when that shit happened.
But were you outspoken?
But were
though?
you?
I didn't even know what was going on. I remember, it's funny because I remember being in Columbia, South Carolina. My mother's a Jehovah's Witness, and we was at a convention. And I remember being in the hotel that night, watching the case go down and watching him run. And I was like, well, Mom, why is he driving away from the police in the Bronco? And they was like, because they said he killed his wife.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, well, he must have did it because a guilty man wouldn't run. I mean, a person that wasn't guilty
Yeah.
wouldn't run.
Yeah.
So
I just was talking last night about I have this very visceral memory of when he was acquitted. It was like public school, but so all the black kids just rushed into the halls and were just like cheering, and all the teachers were just like.
That
you know
was
what, though?
the
But think about it. That's the
It was
opposite.
the true Martin Luther King Day.
That's the
Yeah.
opposite of the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin
Exactly.
case. It's like, yo, he got off. But
Injust-
look, 2 people are dead. You know what I'm saying? But we was cheering like,
Do
yes.
you want?
It was a cheer at the injustice has finally been done that's advantageous to us.
Yeah, the same thing y'all have been doing for us for
For
years
100
has
years,
now
yeah.
happened to y'all.
Yeah.
Basically. So
But I still think I don't think what OJ went through is anywhere near as bad as what Nicole and Ron Goldman went through.
yeah, because they're dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like karmically, it's like I think,
No, I know.
he
You
did
ever been
all
to
right.
jail, Neal?
No.
Okay,
Have you been to jail?
Yes, I've been to jail a few times. The first time I went to jail was for like a year. I was sitting in the backseat of a car and somebody shot at somebody, and I ended up going to jail because I believed in that whole no snitching shit, which I don't subscribe to now. I will tell in a heartbeat.
I would like to talk about that.
It's not called snitching; it's crime prevention.
Exactly. It's called Judeo-Christian law. That's what it's called.
Jail is death. You're buried in a casket alive. Think about it. Everything that you love is gone. And I've never been dead, so I can't tell you. But I would probably think being dead is probably better than being in jail for 100 years or however long.
Well, that's
because you're not there.
That's interesting.
When you're dead, you're not actually there.
Exactly.
No, but I was watching this a documentary about Angola prison in Louisiana about all these lifers.
White people, we don't go to prison, but we love a documentary about it. Go ahead.
No, but it was like all these people were talking about basically you have to recreate what the meaning of life is. Once you're in prison forever, you have to. Clearly, people don't want to die, or they wouldn't be fighting these are people on death row that were fighting. So that you have to recreate what meaning you can find, and there must be some meaning.
You got to forget the outside world. You might as well just get a boyfriend. What
was your MO?
I mean, I knew I was coming home. I was 16, 17 years old. I knew I wasn't going to be in there forever.
But it's still fucking gross, right?
It was terrible. But it was such a culture shock because I got arrested out of high school. They came and got me from high school that morning and took me straight to jail. And my mindset as a young man is like, all right, this is just like going to the principal's office. I'll be out in a minute.
Yeah.
No, a minute turned into a month.
How long did it take for it to sink in?
After about a few months. And then
literally months? You were like, I'm at the principal's office.
Yeah. And then after a while, I was like, because in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'll be out in time to be able to go to the homecoming game. And, that's where my mind was at with it.
Did you know at that time, in your heart, I'm gonna make it. Something great's gonna happen.
Yeah, I always wanted to be in entertainment in some way, shape, or form. I actually remember being in jail saying how I wanted to sign the Bad Boy Records. Like me and my homeboy, he's dead now. His name.
We all did back then.
This was like 96, 97.
Oh, Bad Boy.
His name was Jarrell, and he's dead now. God bless the dead. But we used to always want to sign the Bad Boy. So that's what I used to always be thinking about. I used to be thinking about being in the entertainment industry in some way, shape, or form.
So your first idea was that you'd be a rapper? Is that right?
My first idea was that I was going to be a rapper. Absolutely. My rap name used to be Dizzy Van Winkle.
But then you went with your Christian name, Charlemagne the God. Yeah.
No, I got that because I used to when I used to sell crack in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, I used to always say my name was Charles or Charlie because I live in a small town, like real small. So if I would have said my real name, which is Larry, that's my father's name, people would have known, oh, that's Larry's son. They went and told my pops, he came and kicked my ass. I mean, he ended up kicking my ass anyway a few times. But at the time, I thought I was, being in disguise. So I was like, oh, my name's Charlie. And then when I went to night school, I read about Charlamagne, which was French for Charles the Great. So I just calling myself Charlemagne.
And where'd the
Even
God
though it makes
come
no
from?
sense. I used to study the 5% teachings of Islam.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Big time.
So
I'm big into that.
Are you still into it?
No, because I don't believe in no religion. You know what I'm saying? And the 5% teachings of Islam is not supposed to be a religion, but a lot of people treat it like it is a religion. And once it starts getting too religion-y, I don't like that. I'm just a spiritual person. You know what I mean? I don't want you to put me in no box. I don't want you to label me as nothing. Don't label me as Muslim. Don't label me as Christian. Don't label me as anything. I'm just a spiritual being living a human existence.
All right.
Great.
So you get out of jail.
What was the grossest thing that you saw in jail or did?
The grossest thing, man. The grossest thing was when you had to take a shit. Because when you had to take a shit, I was in this thing called APOD.
I don't like taking a shit in general, out in the free world. So I can imagine what it's like.
APOD was a pod with 16 people. So it was 16 men in there, and it was 2 showers, and then the toilets were right here. So everybody used to try to wait late at night to take a shit because nobody wanted to take a shit in front of everybody. Then you had to take the trash can to block you, and the food they used to feed you didn't make it easy for you to shit. So you'd have to shit there. You know how you try to sneak and take a shit someplace sometimes nowadays? So you get it out real fast and then get back to whatever you're doing? You can't do that at least in the Berkeley County Detention Center. You couldn't do that.
How big was the trash can?
And how big was the shit?
It's like a tall trash. It didn't cover you completely.
Would you duck behind it?
Yeah, you'd be crouching down trying to shit. And you're going to have to strain because the food just didn't come out easily.
What time was lights out? I got that in a prison documentary.
Go ahead. Maybe 11. I wasn't in prison. I was in the Berkeley County Detention Center.
All right, you were in jail.
I was in jail.
Yeah.
Jail can be worse than prison sometimes, right?
I don't know. I've never been to prison. So
I don't know. I think jail is better than prison just
I've
because
seen
it's short.
Oz. Jail seems like it's much better than prison.
I
Yeah.
just love just me. Like, well, now
No,
jail's
can I
worse
ask
than
you
prison.
something?
Is that correct?
Charlie, I have a question.
Charlemagne.
Charles. All right, so then you get out of jail, finish school, don't finish school. Did you sell crack before jail or after?
I went back to night school and I sold after because I was trying to do positive things. Like I worked at a warehouse.
And what's more positive than selling crack? Go ahead.
No, I worked at a warehouse and stuff. Because I said in order to change my life, I got to change my lifestyle. I was working at Taco Bell. Cause my sister used to be a manager there, and I never forget. I used to still hang in the hood. So I went to the hood one day, and my dude named Tony, he saw me walk in with the purple Taco Bell shirt and the khakis, and he goes, "Look at this motherfucker. He used to have a real nigga job. Now he work at fucking Taco Bell." And I said, "Man, fuck this shit." I took my visor off and slammed that shit down and started selling crack again immediately.
That was the real job
Yeah, because it was just peer pressure. That's why I always say,
Yeah.
like, a lot of times, man, it's about influence and environment that causes you to do certain things. Influence and association that causes you to do certain things. So I went back to selling crack, went to jail again. You know, for this time it was.
Do you know how? I'm sorry. You know that people eat more when they're at a table when they're eating with somebody. Like that's how fucking crazy like peer pressure is. If I eat by myself, I'll eat one amount. If you eat for every person, you add 50%. I've read that. For the first person's 50, the second one's 25. Like,
but you know why that is,
sliding.
though? I think it's because of the socializing aspect.
Yeah.
Like when you're with people and you're eating, you don't want the meal to end. So
Yeah, and you
keep
also
eating.
don't want to be the party pooper of like, no, I'm actually concerned about my future health and shitting in behind a trash can.
You just keep eating, ordering drinks because you don't want the
And
socializing.
how long did
end.
you sell crack for that time?
That went on for maybe like another year.
And how much money can you make selling crack?
I used to sell. I never was like a kingpin. I never was selling kilos. I used to sell what we call quarter spoons, and it was like 7 grams of crack, and you're supposed to make $100 off every gram, and you spend $250 for it. So you would double your money. So you make $500, $600
A day?
I used to make about maybe $2,400 a week. Yeah,
not bad.
$2,400 a week. But I was young. I was dumb young. I was like 17 years old, 18 years old. And I used to drive this white Lumen Caravan, fuck every girl in the town, and every girl in the town was next to me, and smoke weed and drink and have a ball.
Sounds terrible, man. That sounds like a rough
and
childhood.
you live with your parents?
I lived with my parents. Me and my father actually got locked up together at one point.
Well, that's sweet.
That
Go
is
ahead.
sweet.
Tell us
They
that.
thought he was hustling too, but he wasn't.
He's like, son, let me show you where to shit.
They caught him. They caught him with like a gram of coke one time, and they used that as enough to come to my mother's house and search my mom's house. And then they searched my room and took me to jail for like less than a gram of coke and had us literally sitting in the jail cell together all weekend long.
So your dad just had some coke?
Just had some coke.
Okay, here's the thing about selling crack. When they know where you're selling it, right?
They know where.
The cops know you're just out there
yeah,
selling crack.
absolutely.
So what's the agreement in terms of when they arrest people, when they round people up? What do you know about them, or what do they know about you?
Who, the police?
Yeah.
We don't know shit about them. We know they like my father. We were sitting ducks. That's what my father used to always say. You're out there like a sitting duck.
Yeah.
And that's what you are, because you're sitting in your hood, your trap. The cops know what's going on. It's only a matter of time when they want to bust, and it's like a cat and mouse
So
game.
it truly is. You're not outsmarting them. It's just a matter of the cops.
It's a matter of time. It's funny because I put that on Twitter today. I said, yo, this street shit is so played out. I said, if you're still a street nigga, a quote-unquote street nigga, you're going to end up in jail, dead, or broke in the long run.
Yeah.
And then I put, well, you know what? If y'all want to continue to be street niggas, keep doing your thing. The mortuaries and jails appreciate your business.
No, but that is actually true, because like I remember there were these two kids like that we grew up with that sort of ascended from our little ruffian gang into being like what we considered real like gangsters. And I just thought, because they were both white, we were like, wow, they've really ascended and they're really thugs now. And like I just thought they were like millionaires. One dude recently went to air conditioning repair school.
Yeah.
The other dude has been hooked on meth for a decade and is like 40 with
Other
a heart
than
attack.
clothes, you don't. It's not like, and there's there's songs about you.
It's
and there's
only
clothes.
impressive.
You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of songs about drug dealing. Someone did a study that most of them are making minimum wage.
Right.
Do you ever read that?
No.
Guy went to the University of Chicago. He was a statistician. A kingpin kept meticulous books and let this guy go over his books. He kept meticulous books for years, and the guy found out that the average street kid was making literally minimum wage.
I don't know about that.
I mean, that's what he. I mean, it was like basically like
I said, I was 17 years old making like $2,400 a week. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the point is,
and you pay taxes on it, right? All right, go ahead.
Absolutely not.
It's impressive to a 17-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, and it depends. Like I know,
it's still $115,000 a year.
I know guys that have gotten arrested with 30 kilos of cocaine, and they was bringing in $500,000 a month in South Carolina. Like,
what I never understand is like just get out. Get out once you get.
There is no get out. That's why they call it the trap. That's what people don't realize. It really is a trap. There is no getting out. You're either going to end up in jail or dead. Every big time D-boy I know is either dead or in jail right now forever.
But do guys go, man, I'm going to be different? Is that the thing? Is everyone?
Well, rappers do, and people believe those stories about these rappers who used to be these big time
it's like
D-boys.
3 guys. Yeah, it's like 3 dudes.
Which is bullshit. I don't
Who's
believe
real?
It. In rap?
Yeah.
Real to me is a lot of these new guys, man. These guys like Kendrick Lamar, Wale, J. Cole.
I don't mean musically.
What you mean?
I mean like in this mythology that every rapper must say I was tough. Who really was a gangster that's in the rap game?
I don't know. I mean, because I didn't grow up with none of them. I mean, I know some of these guys that'll kick your ass now. But, I mean,
I feel like most of them will kick my ass.
I told my buddy, Say Adams?
No.
He used to design, he did all the early Def Jam covers, but there were, how Biggie had like, I want to fuck everybody who called the cops on me when I was I was hustling. Say was one of them. He used to sell drugs in front of Say's house.
Oh, and he's
like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people. And then he saw him at Def Jam. He's like, what is this fat motherfucker doing? And it was fucking
But that's the other misconception, too. Just because you commit criminal acts don't make you a real person. Like, and I'm not saying, I didn't know Biggie, so I'm not saying he wasn't a real person, but I'm just saying, just because you carry a gun or you shoot at people or you sell dope, that don't make you real.
Yeah, it's like,
and also, does there have to be only one narrative that legitimizes you in hip-hop? It's like, when Drake, now that Drake is big and everybody's like, oh, he's soft. It's like, can't we have one soft rapper now? Are we not ready for this?
I'm not a Drake fan by any means, and I slander him all the time on my show, but he's real. He's real because he's being true to himself. Yeah. Like, I tell people there's 3 orientations out here, 3 sexual orientations. It's gay, straight, and Drake. Drake represents for that type of guy who enjoys going to H&M, he's Metro, whatever. He's that guy. But he's being himself. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being yourself.
I've got to say, I think the crime narrative's more or less over. None of these guys now are...
No, that street nigga shit is dead. Yeah. Street rap is dead.
But guys think that they're going to be able to beat it. The guys that you were out, the D-boys you were with, were like, nah, I'm going to get even this, then I'm going to flip it.
I kind of don't think, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you think like it's really not about projecting the future. It's really about like, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. It's not like about a long-term financial plan.
I think nowadays, especially nowadays, it's so dead because you'll see somebody put on Instagram, y'all got to stop snitching. But then in the next picture, it'll be him holding a gun with the pounds of weed and the money he's making from selling the weed.
You're
snitching on yourself, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, they call it Facebook and Instagram. That's FBI now.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram. That's FBI. Yeah, they're making it so easy for the cops nowadays.
But do guys think that there's an end game?
I think that people think it's illegal now. I really think that these rappers have rapped. I really think these rappers have rapped about it so much, and we've celebrated the gangster drug selling lifestyle so much that some of these kids think it's legal.
Yeah, well, there was a dude in Oakland. Do you ever hear of MC Pooh?
Hell no.
A very, very obscure Oakland rapper. But anyway, nobody was buying his albums. He went and he robbed. It was a famous story. He robbed a Walmart. Or a Walgreens, got himself arrested because his album was coming out. So,
wow.
Like it was like a promotional stunt.
But see, I believe that when I go on World Star or when I go on Instagram or these social media sites, the way I see people talk and the way I see people act, I'm like, they must really think crime is legal.
Well, they can't decide. People can't not be constantly promoting themselves. That's the thing about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It makes sense for guys like us because I have a entertainment product to sell. Mm-hmm. But what are you taking pictures of? You're not fun. Are you trying to be famous off of your room?
Yes.
Your bedroom. You're going to get famous off the shit behind you in your bedroom.
You know, as human beings, we need constant gratification, and we need constant reassurance. We need it. Yeah. We need somebody telling us you're great. We need somebody telling us, oh, you look good. We need attention.
Yeah.
So that's all Facebook, Instagram, Twitter does. You tweet something just because you want attention.
Right. I think it used to get it from like your friends and family and parents and shit.
Absolutely.
But we've all had that experience of sitting around a group of people that we love, but looking at your phone to see what strangers are saying about you online.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I not just hanging out with the person that I know and I'm friends with?
Nah, fuck that.
Fuck that.
That shit's soft. That's some Drake shit.
We're yeah.
But then,
Hang
let me ask
out
you a
with your
question.
friends.
Why didn't after Chappelle's show? Why you didn't find another muse? Because Chappelle was like your muse, and y'all used to write a lot of sketches. And stuff.
Because it's hard to find somebody. Because it was like 10 years of hanging out. You know what I mean? It was like 10, 15 years of hanging out. And I've done other written movies of it, and they get bought and made and not made and whatever. And I just did a stand-up special on my own. It's just hard to find a guy that's... I've been working with Rock lately, Chris. It's just hard to find a guy that's like that replaceable.
Really?
It's not just like next. Because that's what people think. Like if I go to black comedy clubs, they're like, I'm
the next Chappelle.
Me?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, Chappelle was doing all right before we worked together. I mean, we always kind of worked together, but it wasn't like he was a great comic. He never meets me. He's a great comic.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? He maybe doesn't have a great show like that, but he was a great comic. So it's not like it's just any old black dude will do.
Oh, y'all still cool?
Yeah. Yeah, we're cool.
I'm hearing things about he's getting the itch that he might want to do something again.
Are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I mean, I always say, don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
My thing with Dave is like, any place if he has to be somewhere, he's not going to be there.
Got you.
Meaning, like, he won't do this.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he won't do our show.
Got you.
I've been friends with the guy for 25 years or some shit. Like, he won't do anywhere where he has to be. Like, Seth texted me yesterday. Seth Meyers texted me, like, hey, should we try to get Dave for the first week? I was like, no.
First week of what?
Of Seth's doing late night now. He's taking over for Fallon.
Oh, yeah, okay. I heard about that.
And I was like, yeah, it's not even worth asking it. Or you can ask, but then it'll just drag it out.
All right, so look, you are a natural interviewer, which is why you just started interviewing Neal.
Oh, no.
Let's get to you.
Yeah,
how did you get... No, that's fine.
But that's a question.
No, that's fair. No, I want to know,
how
how did you get from this kid that was sort of locked into this street shit into where you are today? What was the leap from...
Because it in came to a point where I said, in order to change my life, I got to change my lifestyle. And I started listening to my father when he would tell me, you're going to end up in jail.
What'd your dad do for work?
Dead or broke.
What did he do for work?
He was he did construction. He built houses. So he built my mom a house. He built his girlfriend a house, and that's what he used to always do. He just used to build houses, and then sell them. So he was always in the construction. But it was really that simple. And because I always say smart people learn from their own mistakes, but wise people learn from the mistakes of others. I started seeing all my older cousins, who, how you said a little while ago, we thought they were so cool because they were the gangsters and the thugs, and they sold dope, and they used to have the nicest cars. But as they got older, they started to look bad. They started to get washed. They was really sitting under the tree doing nothing. And I said, that's not going to be me. I like being cool. I like getting pussy. Nobody's fucking these washed up niggas, man.
Are you competitive like that?
Huh?
You're competitive like that? Or you're just aspirational?
I'm competitive with life. I'm not competitive with people. I'm like we only got one life. That's the craziest thing in the world. We got one life. One. And when it's done, it's done. So it's like, you don't want to waste your time. Like, I want to realize my full potential as a black man on this planet. So I realized that in my early 20s.
Us too.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
we've been trying to realize our
potential. Go ahead.
It's not working out at all.
But people don't realize everything you do today directly affects what happens in your life tomorrow. So you do all that bullshit in your 20s. Guess what's going to happen in your 30s? Nothing. Because you didn't do nothing in your 20s to make something happen in your 30s. So that's when I started really working a lot of odd jobs. I worked at a telemarketing place. I used to work for a place that used to sell, they'd call you and try to sell you 20 CDs for a penny. That was me. So
the CBS record house?
I think it was BMG, I think it was.
Yeah, there you go.
So I used to do that, and then I worked at a clothing store in the mall called Demo, and then I started interning at the radio station, and that was 1998.
And when did you figure out that you had an interview style which was sort of different than other people in the...
You know what it was, man? I remember listening to radio and watching television and saying to myself, why aren't they asking the obvious question?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Neal's got an orange hoodie on, but you're just ignoring the orange hoodie.
Believe me, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. Like, but interviewers will do that.
Right.
It's like...
Well, the reason that they do that is because they're afraid of never getting another interview or
Yeah,
getting fired.
Exactly. Oh, I've been fired 4 times from radio.
I bet, right? So
4
how
times.
did you decide, fuck it, and why did that work for you?
Because I want to be able to sleep at night. I can live in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, and... I'm not afraid to work at Walmart or just do whatever I got to do to make money. I wouldn't have went back to the streets, but I would have done whatever I had to do to make money. So I would rather have my integrity than to do that. That's not fun to me. Like, we get paid for our pay. Our passion should be our paycheck, right? We get paid to do what we love to do. I would not love to come in and just interview. So, hey, when's your album coming out?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
Right, it's boring.
So who's the producers on your album? Like, that's whack.
Yeah.
Are you a sadist? Do you enjoy
don't even know what
making
that
people
means.
uncomfortable? Do you enjoy hurting
like
people in
fucking
your
with people?
interviews?
No. See, that's the misconception. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not doing this in malice. I'm not doing this to be disrespectful. I'm not doing this to offend. I'm just a fan who wants to have an honest conversation.
But you do go hard.
Do I really, though? Think about it.
I mean, like Lil Mama. Let's take that. Did you
Well, see,
feel
that was
bad?
different.
Did you feel bad at the end of that
I
interview?
do feel a little bad. And I'm going to tell you why I feel a little bad. Because it was the way it was set up to me was me and Little Mama was supposed to have a roasting session. Because I used to always clown her on the radio. When I was doing radio in Philly and she jumped on stage with Jay-Z, was clowning her since then. So I thought we were supposed to have a roasting session. So when she came in, I thought we was going to roast back and forth. Didn't work out that way. I guess my jokes were clearly better.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
If you're listening,
And then my co-host, Angela Yee, asked about her mom, God bless the dead. So I guess being that I was already messing with her, and then Angela asked her about that, that's when the tears started rolling.
Right. She
Yeah,
started
that makes
crying.
you feel like a piece of shit. Because I didn't want, I'm not trying to make a girl cry, but
This is a softer side
Would
of
you
Charlamagne, man.
have you,
I like
have you
this.
interviewed Mr. C at all?
hell no. He's on the other station.
Okay.
He's on
So
the
now
other
there's
station.
what would you
just
ask him?
I wouldn't ask him nothing. Anything I've ever said about Mr. C could be said in my Donkey of the Days. There's nothing to ask Mr. C. My whole thing with Mr. C is be free. Live your truth so nobody can use your truth against you.
Right.
The only reason I'm on my radio station, which is Power 105 in New York, even though we're syndicated to Breakfast Club, even only reason I'm clowning you is because I have the chance to clown you. It's like Eminem and 8 Mile. When Eminem got on that stage and he said everything that could possibly be said about him, the guy couldn't even respond. The fact that you have gotten caught with a tranny so many different times and you keep denying it leaves you open
It
for me to
becomes
fire
a
at you.
better and better joke every
Every
time.
time.
Yeah, right. It's
Every
true.
time. So when it happened the last time, and he came out and he was just like, yes, I did get caught in the car with a tranny. Yes, I've gotten head from a tranny. All right, now it's over.
Right. Yeah.
nothing
Now
else to
no one's
say.
talking about it. Right.
It's nothing else to say. Live your truth so nobody can use your truth against you.
Top 5 donkeys of your life. Who are the biggest
What
donkeys?
is the donkey of the day? It's
It's
like
a segment I do on my show every day where I just award the jackass of the day. Like
Got it.
on Friday, I gave it to Damon Feldman. He's the guy that's putting together this whole.
you going
George-
after Jews now? Go ahead, man.
No, I don't. Is he Jewish?
Feldman.
I don't think so.
Sounds.
I mean,
I don't know who he is.
Well, he's a promoter out of Philly. He does celebrity boxing
Oh,
matches.
he's got to be a Jew then, definitely. I would say if it's a promoter named Feldman, we're done.
Well, he's putting together a George Zimmerman DMX.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
Celebrity boxing match. I think it's disgusting that in America in 2014, George Zimmerman can be labeled a celebrity. Like, I thought I was confused over the Kardashians being famous. George Zimmerman is famous for killing a 17-year-old boy. You're a celebrity
There's
now?
so many layers of perversion to that thing. Like, there's
Exactly.
so many different
I
ways
was
it's
going to
obscene.
offer DMX $1,000 if he knocked him out, but I almost want to offer him $10,000 if he kills him.
Yeah, but you don't even want...
I want
don't
nothing
even-
to do with it.
What we should all do is not watch, and what we all
I'm not
will
gonna
do
watch
is
that
watch.
shit.
Okay, but listen, DMX had a great idea.
Right.
He said whatever money him or George Zimmerman gets should go to some type of charity. I think it should go to Trayvon Martin's family
I
if
agree.
they do it at all. But I don't think they should do it in no way, shape, or form.
They're not
Why-
going to do it, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be March
I think
1st.
they're gonna do it.
I don't think it'll happen.
It's supposed to be March 1st. But my thing was I was upset at the promoter because George Zimmerman actually reached out to him. The promoter should have been like, fuck you, and hung up the phone.
Right.
Immediately. Why are you even entertaining that? And then to label it a celebrity boxing match. What kind of message are you sending to people?
Right.
What are you sending to people?
Yeah.
I thought Love and Hip Hop and all that shit was the wrong message to make girls want to be famous. But this is what you're telling people? Yes, you can kill us. You can play vigilante, kill a 17-year-old in America, and now you're considered a celebrity. Fuck out of here, man.
Fuck out of here.
I
but,
can defend
but,
Kim Kardashian.
Fuck out of here. Asterisk. Who wins the fight?
I think the dog's gonna rip him up.
My money on George Zimmerman.
I kind of think so too. Because DMX probably his lungs have to be all fucked
and
up.
then the black community takes another loss to George Zimmerman. He's 2-0 against the black community.
bad.
Now what are we gonna do? We can't
Yeah.
let him be 2-0 against us.
Yeah. No, it's tough.
If he
I
wins-
mean, I'm just looking at it. George Zimmerman's clearly training. And this is the other thing that gets me. You claim that you couldn't handle Trayvon Martin in a fight, so you defended yourself with a gun. But your statement is, I will fight anybody when it
Right.
comes to the celebrity boxing match. But why didn't you just put your gun down and fight the 17-year-old
Yeah.
then? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you have to use your pistol for the 17-year-old, but now you're willing to fight anybody?
Yeah.
You know? It's like, I don't know.
No, it is. It's gross.
It's disgusting. It's sick. Like, that's sick. Like,
No,
that's
it's
probably one of
beyond
the
sick.
Like, the last thing I heard that was that sick to me was the Jerry Sandusky
Right.
thing. Like, it's that sick to me that people are that.
It hasn't
perverted
struck. That's
for
the
money.
thing about it. Hasn't hit me in a visceral way.
What, the George Zimmerman
Yeah.
thing? To me, it has because it's so obscene that on every level, it's like, why is George Zimmerman doing that? Why wouldn't he just go, I'll
Fade
keep
away?
doing
I
my-
actually
yeah,
found
I
it
mean,
sadder when Manute Bol fought in that celebrity boxing. Remember that?
who did he
No.
fight?
It was remember
That's
like
the second
Tanya
Manute
Harding
Bol-
fought and a bunch of people. It was on Fox probably 5 years ago. It was just sad seeing Manute Bol have to like.
I just don't understand why we're celebrating sociopaths.
It's
George
beyond-
Zimmerman
Oh,
is
yeah,
clearly
yeah, he's a sociopath.
From everything he's done with his wife.
I hope
he's a sociopath.
karma catches up with him.
I do too.
I hope karma catches up with all of society for creating a world in which George Zimmerman is.
Well, you know what I would say? It looks like Hugh Hefner's going to beat the clock on karma because that motherfucker is still having a way better day
Because
than
he's
all
still
of
getting
us.
pussy.
Yes.
That's his reason to live.
Yes.
Not George Zimmerman. Hugh Hefner will not die unless he wakes up one day and he has erectile dysfunction. When he can't get
Then he'll
pussy
kill
no more,
himself.
no, he'll die. He'll wither away. It's just like a crackhead who's been on crack for 30 years. As soon as you get clean, he's going to die.
Yeah.
You
Or
know?
it's like the guy who dies when his wife dies.
When his wife dies, exactly.
It's
So
like
his wife is pussy.
pussy is his wife.
No, his
Pussy
wife
is Hugh Hefner's wife.
Hugh Hefner's wife is his penis.
Yeah.
Because pussy will still be around, but erectile dysfunction is a whole nother beast, okay? That's the worst. Can you imagine having erectile dysfunction?
I had it one time
Get the
during
fuck out
during
of
No.
the Chappelle show.
Not being able to get your dick hard is different.
Hold on, the Chappelle show had you that stressed out that you couldn't get your dick hard?
Chappelle had it too. We both had erectile dysfunction so badly that I was like, dude, I can't get a fucking. And he goes, yeah, you got to take your computer off your lap. I can't either.
Charlamagne.
And I was like, it's
Hold
not
on.
computer.
You've never been unable to get it up. Not one time in your
No,
life.
it's happened to me once. It happened to me. I was in a white Lumina Caravan in behind Berkeley High School, which is the high school I went to. My mother used to have the van, and I was about
This
to.
is totally defensible, by the way. In a caravan behind a high school,
No,
I get it.
I was.
Like, it's
I
fine.
was young, and I was about to have sex with this chick whose period was on, and my dick wouldn't get hard. So clearly, God was.
Oh, I had a
from myself.
question from a girl who is dating brother who's do brothers not like fucking girls on their period?
A period don't stop nothing but a sentence to me.
Nothing but a what?
A period don't stop nothing but a sentence.
All right, good.
That's it.
All right, good. All right, you're Wax. You're saying as well.
He's
don't
full
care?
of shit. That's my brother Wax. He claimed to not do nothing. He's a liar. He didn't
I
have
would-
sex with a
No,
girl.
but you're on some don't care shit, right? Do you care? Oh, you do
I care.
All right.
I'm wax in this situation.
You do care if a girl's
I
on a
can't
period?
do it. Yeah.
Who
I can't-
cares?
It's biohazard.
Get a
man.
towel.
Put a towel down, put a condom on, and run
It's,
that red
it's
light.
blood, man. I mean, that's. Yeah, I don't think it's dirty. I think it's
A
like
biohazard.
you ever-
Who are you
Biohazard.
fucking? Are
Have
you
you ever
fucking
fucked a
creatures
girl?
from Black Lagoons?
Have you ever fucked a girl and made her bleed? Just made her
I have
bleed?
had that happen,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's the same exact thing. You don't stop then. That happened to me this morning.
you don't stop.
No, I'm dead ass. That happened to me this morning. I'm banging this chick and she started bleeding and there's nothing I could do. And she just started telling me how big my dick was, which was a great ego boost, by the
That's
way.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. What a great day.
My dick is so
best.
big.
She actually,
Straight up.
her exact
Blood.
words to me was, "That's why you act the way you act, because you have a big dick."
Isn't that
that's what
nice?
she said to me. I've never had anybody say that to me. I thought that was the nicest thing I've heard in
It's
my
the
life.
great thing.
You proposed that moment.
But I never thought I had a big dick. I'm like 7 inches 3/4, 8 when it's
Come
warm
on,
out.
dude.
No, I'm serious.
I mean, I haven't done a lot of thinking about it. I mean, I'm only 7 inches 3/4.
He hit me to something that there's a website, and I mentioned it
this
on
is
Rogan's
interesting.
podcast by country penis size.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I
crazy.
actually wanted that map. It's a map. That
Yeah.
Right.
the penises are on the map.
You know what's crazy? And I think it was Angola was the biggest.
Google it, yeah.
It was like 7.13 average.
Mm-hmm.
South Korea or whatever was the smallest. It was like 3.4 average. The difference between biggest and
Yeah.
smallest
Is
so
an entire
It's a
dick.
whole dick. Yeah, it's a whole white guy's
Yeah.
dick. I mean,
Gotcha.
that is so crazy.
Got you. So Neal, listen. Now, have
Yeah.
you wanted to do anything else after Chappelle show?
I have done other shit, just wasn't successful or wasn't popular.
Really?
Yeah, did a movie with Jeremy Piven, didn't do
What movie
well.
did you do with
It's called The
Jeremy?
Goods, car movie. Will Ferrell's in it. He produced it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't see it. I've done a couple pilots. I just did an hour for stand-up that's good.
I'm actually going to watch that.
Yeah, it's
Do you
good.
consider yourself a genius?
No.
Because you know what you and Chappelle did was absolute
Yeah,
genius.
but that's more just like hard work. I'm real good at sketches. That's all I'll say. Like, I'm very good at sketches. I'm real good at like writing them and directing them and stuff.
That's what I tell people all the time, too. Like, when people try to act like what you do is so amazing, it's just like, yo, I'm just going to keep doing the work, man. That's all it's
Yeah,
about.
it's just your brain can figure out a way to say fucking organize. It's just your brain organizes shit in a certain way.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a difference between being honest and being mean, and what is it?
Well, being mean is well, they say the truth hurts. So it's hard not to be honest and not be slightly mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way around it. You know what I mean? There's no nice way to say,
Neal's wearing an orange sweatshirt.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's no nice way to say, Charlamagne, your breath stinks. It's just about how you take it. You know, like I tell people all the time, you have freedom of speech, but then you have the freedom to be offended too. Like me, I don't get offended.
Have you ever given anybody a piece of gum because they had bad breath?
Yeah, and I'll tell them, like, yo, you need to take this gum. If you offer somebody gum and they be like, no, I'm good.
Have
no,
you ever
you're
done?
not.
Is that a dick move?
No, that's actually
Okay.
a compassionate move, but it's a difficult compassion to give someone.
But what is
Somebody
so
told me
hard?
they saw Kobe do that, and they're like, "What a dick move!" I was like, he was
it's
like, "My
nice.
man."
I mean, I would like
Yeah.
that.
Listen, we need to be asking ourselves, why is it so hard to tell people the truth nowadays?
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time booking guests and did you because of how raw your interviews are?
Guess that have something to hide, I guess.
It's there was probably a tipping point, right, where it was hard. People didn't want to come on, and then at a certain point, people were like, "Fuck it." I'll
Now
go
people
on.
go on your show to get fucked with.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I think because they realize he's coming from a good place. He's not
Right.
trying to fuck with me. It's
Yeah.
not you're coming in and you're going to get ambushed and you ain't shit and yada, yada, yada. No, let's have a real conversation.
And you're more famous now, so they feel like you're on their like level, so to speak. Like
I don't
they,
know. I don't know
like
about
you have
that
as much
famous
to
thing.
lose as they do.
I don't know.
You're
See,
on TV a lot, man.
I am on TV a lot, but that don't mean you're famous.
All right,
You
so
know?
It does mean something.
who are your top donkeys? Top 5 donkeys
Top
of
5
life.
donkeys of
of the life.
Definitely probably the first Mr. C one. That was one of them when he first got caught, and that's when the whole "Be Free, Mr. Free," "Be Free, Mr. C," "Be Free" chant started, and then the one after that was when his employee Funk Flex came at me, and I went at him.
What did Funk Flex say?
He
What did
just-
he scream at you?
I
Go
know.
ahead.
It'd be terrible to have him talking shit because it's all screaming.
That's when Howard actually talked about. Howard Stern actually talked about that on his show. He was playing our rants back and forth, but I dubbed Flex Hogan. That's the name that's been stuck with him because he always sounds like an old wrestler. Like, what are you gonna do when Funkmaster Flex runs wild on you? Like, you know, those two. Let me see. What was another 3? I don't know. Probably.
What did Flex?
I
what was Flex's angle on you?
He was just upset that I was coming at his guy, Mr. C. So basically, he told me, and this was funny because he told me this 2 years ago. He goes, I remember he said, sooner or later, Clear Channel's going to get tired of you, and they're going to fire you, and then you're going to be over here begging us for a job, and we're going to clown you, and Viacom's going to get tired of you. I was where you were at 15 years ago, fam. And I'm like, all right. Well, 2 years later, I got more TV shows. We're nationally syndicated through Clear Channel. So
We have some bad news. Clear Channel is tired of you.
Yeah.
Yep, and you're fired.
You've been downgraded to the Champs podcast.
You're
I
doing
love
a
the Champ podcast. First
you're
of all,
doing a podcast in a room.
you know how I knew this was? I always knew it was a big deal because we talk about it, like especially up at the MTV2 offices.
Right.
Like my man Ryan Ling, he's a big fan of your podcast. He's a creative guy coding,
cool.
girl code and stuff. And when MTV told me we need you to stay in LA another day to do Neal Brennan's Champs podcast, and we're paying for the room and everything.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, we didn't know
That's our
about
first
this.
Yeah.
room put up.
Okay.
Yeah, they said I got over here in a car service. They bought a car service to get me over here.
No, I saw the
MTV.
car service. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Yeah, I had the
MTV.
publicist reached out. She had a few artists she wanted us to work with.
Very
It was, like,
cool.
fantastic.
that was a big deal.
That was when we got into the New Yorker or the New with
The
Seth.
New Yorker.
When we
It'll
got
be-
into the New
it'll
York
be a
magazine,
while
that was when
till we're in the
publicists
New
were like,
Yorker.
ooh,
Yeah.
Seth Meyers likes it.
that happened for me too. I got in the New York Times. Ever since I've been in the New York Times, I see the change.
But
Well,
you're-
that's like when the people get nominated for Grammys or win a Grammy, they just go Grammy winner. So and you can do fucking all kinds of shit.
But you're good. I mean, that's just the truth. Just as a
Thank you,
dude
man.
that sees what you do, you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Even though it's dressed up in this, like, you know, a hip hop world, it doesn't matter. You're a good fucking interviewer.
And see, that's what I hate too. I hate that. I don't like any title. Like I like what you just said. He's good. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah,
say
you just make you're good. You're a good.
You make compelling interviews.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but it's not just interviews. You're good at those shows too.
It's not hip
You're
hop.
good. You haven't. Here's what it is. Rock told me when him and Sandler auditioned for Saturday Night Live, 4 people did better than them at the audition.
Really?
To the point where Rock and Sandler left, didn't even stick around. And so finally, Rock said to Lauren, like, "Hey, why did you hire me and Sandler instead of like Dana Gould and somebody else?" And he goes, "You're original thinkers." He goes, "I can get people to do impressions and shit." He goes, "Original thought is what you
Right,
need,
that's
and that's what you have.
I love Chris Rock. He's the greatest stand-up
Chris is the
comedian of all
greatest.
time to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't grow up in the Richard Pryor era, even though I watch his old stuff. And my father used to let me watch Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious. But I love Chris because not only is he funny, his comedy has socially redeeming value.
Yeah.
in it.
No, you're right. I think you're right. The people our age, Rock was the defining philosopher comic of
He's
our
the
time.
best.
Not Carlin, not Pryor, because
No.
that wasn't
He's
our era.
fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and also what he was saying were things that were applicable to people that grew up in our era.
I'm fiending for another Chris Rock stand-up.
Have you seen? He's got a new hour. It's great.
I haven't seen it. They tell me he pops up in comedy shows and stuff.
Yeah, no, he's doing. Are you literally walking out to smoke? No, I gotta pee. Oh, all right. I thought Moshe was that bad. No, he's got a new hour. He's got an hour and something.
Is he going to do stand-up? Is he going to do a
Yeah,
special?
he's been doing it. Yeah, he's been working on a movie, but now I think he's just going to start booking shit.
That's one
and
of the
go out
people
on the road.
I really would love to meet, just to shake his hand and tell him.
Oh,
how
I'm
much
sure
of an
he knows who you are and
inspiration
thinks
he
you're
is.
funny.
I doubt it.
No,
That's what bugs me
no,
out too,
dude.
though.
Rock knows. He's on Facebook all the time.
Really?
Is
that
fucking-
really his Twitter page?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rock is on fucking Facebook. Yesterday was his birthday, and I wrote hey, everybody wish Chris a happy birthday, and fucking I talked to him on the phone yesterday for 45 minutes.
He's not that funny on Twitter though. I
No,
follow him on
because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He does that one joke that's funny. That's Jam Master Jay it's Jam Master Jay's birthday and schools are closed. God bless you, President Obama, or something. But it'll be a Saturday. I don't know. It's a funny joke. It's stupid. But he doesn't really give a fuck. But no, his new hour is fucking awesome.
I want to see it.
He's just fucking funny.
It's socially redeeming value. That's what
Yeah.
people don't. It's hard to find that balance between righteousness and ratchetness.
Yeah.
And me,
Yeah.
that's why I don't ever want to be considered a comedian, because I want you to take me serious.
Yeah.
When I say certain things, because I think sometimes the truth gets lost in comedy.
What do you think? I got into it online with a writer that I'll talk about. Hopefully we have him on the show. It's this guy named Ta-Nehisi Coates. And he got mad at because I did a big interview for BuzzFeed and I talked all kinds of racial shit. And
Why does race get people so upset in America?
It makes people fucking crazy. And
Crazy.
and I literally said to him, I was like, Ta-Nehisi, I'm the only one who gives a shit from white people. I will, for real. All this shit about we need to have a conversation. I'm the only fucking person who is in black rooms doing fucking black shit, talking about. We only have black people on the show because it fucking needs to be talked about.
Word.
But people fucking lose their and they just go to these snap judgments, and everyone's so defensive. And I find black people have their fist balled up so hard. Just any white person, I found in particular, they came at me, and it's well, what do you want? What is this? Because I said to Ta-Nehisi, it's dude, if you're mad at me, you must be mad all the time because I'm on the far end of fucking white.
Is he black?
Empathy. Yeah.
Do you realize that some of us have practiced victimology for so long? That's all we know how to do is be the victim.
Well, there's also a righteousness to it that must be great.
But it's not real. It's not real to a certain extent anymore. How much longer are we going to tell our people, my black people?
Yeah, what do you want black people to know about white people, and what do you want white people to know about black people?
I don't want them to know anything about either. I just want them to know that we're all Americans.
Yeah.
We're all God's children. We're all spiritual beings living a human existence.
George Zimmerman?
And we can, yeah, he is. But he chose, listen, destiny's not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Zimmerman just chose the wrong thing. That's it. But what I want us to know is we can all be whatever it is we want to be in this country, on this planet. Period.
Yeah.
There's no sky's the limit.
Yeah.
We keep putting the limit on each other, saying, "Oh, how many times you don't hear black people say, "Oh, the white man's holding me back anymore. The system's holding me back." The people that are still holding on to that are older, or just younger people who are trying to justify their failures.
But I always say that I think that's why I hate conspiracy theories, because it's just
It is
man.
nothing. It's like we always talk about-
there's no conspiracy. It's fucking it's capitalism, man.
It's more obvious than you think.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
need to
fucking.
be a
They don't
conspiracy.
need to fucking plant images and all this shit. It's
No.
do you make money? Come on.
That's it. Listen, with us, they think if you're a black man and you're successful, you're either in the Illuminati or you're gay.
Yeah, the fact that people
one of the two.
How many dudes in the hood do you think really believe in the Illuminati?
A lot.
Over 40%,
A lot.
right? Yeah.
They really think
it's crazy.
A lot. Oh, he sold his soul. It's a secret society.
Yeah.
No.
It's no, you're just dumb or lazy.
Exactly. You're dumb or lazy.
Yeah.
You didn't go out there and get it the way I chose to go out there and get it.
Wait, but there is I mean, tell me if you disagree. There is a system in place that makes it like my mom is deaf, right? And and she's got a master's degree, and I always say, in order for my mom, who's a deaf woman, to get a master's degree, she had to be like 4 times the genius of a hearing person getting a master's degree. The same thing, like in the hood or in an impoverished neighborhood, you have to be exceptional to be average in that system. And you're exceptional, by the way.
Thank you. But you're absolutely right what you said about your mom, but I use it in hood terms. Look at DMX. DMX was on crack the whole time he was going platinum, the whole time he was in movies.
He was in crack at least. He was at least on crack.
He was on crack throughout that whole time. I talked to his wife. His wife said at one point they had $40 million that they could go touch, like liquid, $40 million. So what's your excuse?
I'm just saying.
What's your excuse
I agree.
for not being successful?
You know the idea of like white people being born on third and think they hit a triple,
right? Exactly.
And it's like, dude, if you go to a shitty school, if you're surrounded by shit, I always say white people born on third think they hit a triple, and black people born in the dugout and think they struck out. It's like, no, it's if you're fucking born into shit, it is way harder, but it's not impossible.
It's clearly not impossible.
Yeah.
You just got to have somebody plant the seed inside you. Your thoughts become things. You don't have to become your environment. You can learn to transcend your circumstances. I'm from a dirt road in Mons Corner. I'm from a dirt road in Mons Corner, South Carolina.
And it shows.
Population less than 8,000. Okay, population less than 8,000. I did Arsenio last night.
Right.
I've been in the New York Times.
You know what? I did it 2 weeks ago, brother. Where was you? I'm way ahead of you.
No, but what I don't think isn't fair is that you're not giving credence to the fact that you do have exceptionalism. There is something.
You are an exceptional talent, and I will say, and you also are. It's like you got the fucking can talk, man. It's like
what if you were some dumb dude?
But what I'm saying is, you're smart and you can talk. I don't think it's simple for everyone. I think it's possible, and I think if it is a thing where you can just go work for free, that's the other thing I've said. Someone said if you want to work somewhere, go there and work for free, and they'll hire you eventually.
I've worked for free.
Yeah,
I worked
agree.
for Wendy Williams for a year and a half and never received a paycheck.
Yeah.
I came from South Carolina. Wendy said, we can't pay you, but we can give you a place to stay. I said, cool.
Yeah.
And I took advantage of that opportunity because I knew if I did what I was supposed to do there, I would end up
You know what it is? A lot of it's delayed gratification. It's like the thing with you can be anything in this country, but just know that your life is going to suck for some period of time. If you're white and from rich people, it's gonna suck for a shorter period of time. If you're black and poor, it's gonna suck for fucking over 5 years.
Listen,
if you're white, it's gonna suck for under 2. And if you're black and poor,
I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in that white privilege shit, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know there probably is such thing as white privilege, but what about the kids that are privileged who don't make it? Who don't ever become shit.
Yeah.
Those stories are never heard. That's the documentary I want to see. The white guy.
It's called You Ain't Shit.
You ain't shit. Because you really ain't shit. If you was born into wealth and had every opportunity.
You find a way to fail.
And you find a way to fuck it up, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's the documentary I want to hear. And I think that'll make a lot of other black people who aren't making it feel better about themselves.
And they'll just go, I think
and not only feel better about yourself, but let you know that it is just a matter of choice. It's not a matter of chance. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Outkast had the record, get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by. You got to get up, get out, and get something. Don't spend all of your time getting high. That's what a lot of people do.
Do you know did I talk about what I heard about Andre?
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Did I tell it on the air?
Don't tell me Andre's gay.
No.
What?
No, I heard. I don't know if this is true or
that.
not. The reason he stopped rapping is he wanted everyone that was making their living off of Outkast to find another way to make a living. Which is, if it's true, it's my favorite reason ever.
That's genius.
For not rapping.
That's dope.
And I guess the last guy finally got a day job, so now he's back.
Boom.
The last guy figured out a way to not live off Outkast.
Question. Yeah, who do you love, who do you hate musically? Who are the wackest, who are the dopest in hip-hop right now? You
know what's funny, man? I could easily answer this question 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I could just ring them off. Chingy was terrible,
Yeah.
Now it's a lot of good rappers, great rappers. Like hip hop is
a lot of real charming dudes, man.
Because they're being real. They're not posing. They're not coming in trying to be gangsters. They're not claiming to be the biggest drug dealer in the world. They're just being themselves. Kendrick Lamar coming here with the same hoodie you're wearing right now,
but not orange.
Not orange.
Fuck you. He wears orange
and be cool. So it's like it's hard now. Like to me, I don't know who's whack. There isn't a lot of whack rappers nowadays.
You like Macklemore?
I love Macklemore. I thought everybody was saying that they were upset that he won best hip hop album over Kendrick. Did he deserve to win? I can never say what a person deserves to win. Do I think Kendrick's album was better? Absolutely. But that has been the Grammys' way. The Grammys,
that's what
the Grammys
like
Young
the
MC.
fact that people are still like, what the fuck? It's like, dude, it's old people.
Young MC Bust a Move beat Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
Right.
The Great Adventures of Slick Rick and NWA's. I think it was Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
So who gives a fuck? That's the Grammys' way.
The fact that people are like, what? The fact that people. That's why they get good ratings. The more they have make bad decisions, and people go like, "What the fuck? They did it to us again." It's like, yeah, that's how the shit works.
Listen, how can you be an American and not respect Macklemore? Stories like that only happen in America. Independent artist from Seattle, independent, sells 18 million singles or some shit like that. Only in America can that kind of stuff happen.
Right.
You gotta salute that and root for that man.
Only in America will there be a person from Seattle. I will give you that.
Yes. And I like the fact that he's fearless. That same love song is fearless.
Yeah.
Who says that in the rap world? No black rapper would start off a song when I was 3. I thought I was gay.
Yeah.
That sounds like to the beginning of a bad punchline.
Oh, okay.
This motherfucker. Stop the car real quick.
Yo, we out, yo.
I'm a walk, man.
It's the kind of shit you listen to.
You thought you were what?
What?
You about to get fucked up. You don't change the station right now.
But I'm going to tell you what's going to fuck everybody up. I'm telling you, and I said this 2 years ago on a Vlad TV interview, it's going to come a time where it's going to be a hardcore gay gangster rapper.
There's a dude named Dead Lee
Never heard
in
of
LA.
him.
He's not good, but that's his shtick.
Half the way there.
It's going to be somebody that...
The faggot's got a gat, and there's no turning back. That was his
it's
banger.
going to be somebody that everybody likes.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to already be so into his music.
And then he's going
to have such obvious signs that he's gay. He's going to be wearing dresses. He's going to have his fingernails painted. He's going to be calling girls boo and baby. And nobody's going to know what it is. And they're going to already like him. And then they're going to find out he's gay. And everybody's going to be confused as hell.
And then the next record, he'll start talking about, like, this dude came and sucked my dick. And we're all going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, man, you got to get your dick sucked, dude.
Yep.
That's just some shit. That's what he's into.
And if anybody questions him, he's going to pull a gun out on him and shoot at him, a pistol whip him. And it's going to be like, whoa, respect his gay gangster.
It's Omar.
Make you suck
Omar
his dick.
Omar from The Wire as a rapper.
Right.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Chappelle always made the observation that a basketball player was going to be good at rap, and it was going to be fucking hilarious. Like if LeBron could rhyme, be fucking mind blowing.
Well, Shaq could rap.
Yeah, I see. You've never seen the.
No, Shaq could rap.
You've never seen the Fushnikins featuring Shaquille
Shaq
O'Neal.
was hot, yo. That verse on that Fushnikins record was hot. The joint he had with RZA and Method Man, we don't need no hook.
Stop what
Come
you're doing.
on.
Stop
Shaq
this.
was dope, yo.
You
Shaq
of
was
all
dope.
people. You of all people who
was,
can call someone whack.
He was. Shaq wasn't whack, yo.
Shaq was just doing the Fushnikins rhythm, though. It wasn't like
he was
just doing a
Do you remember the joint with RZA and Method Man? We don't need no hook. Well, he had the fangs in the video.
I don't remember that
Shaq
one.
was dope. Yo.
He's also a wonderful rapper. If you've seen Shazam, actor, if you've seen Shazam, truly a classic.
Shazam was terrible.
All right. So what's your girl? What do you got on girls, man?
Yeah.
Where are you?
With women?
Yeah.
I love women. I mean, I got the mother of my
What do
child.
they think of you?
But they love fucking Charlamagne. Yeah, as far as Leonard Larry, who's the real person, they don't know him at all. But I'm cool with that. I'm not one of these.
But Baby
people.
Mama knows Larry. Baby Mama knows Larry or no?
Yeah, absolutely. She been with me for 15, 16 years. That's my fiance actually. So yeah, we've been
to this day.
Yeah, right now. Well, no, I proposed to her last year.
But then you said,
do you care about fucking?
People are so cool.
Does she care about you fucking?
People's lives
she
are so
cool. She don't know.
Cool.
This is all entertainment.
You just recorded that you made a woman's pussy bleed this
all
morning.
Entertainment. It's all
entertainment. Oh yeah, it's all entertainment.
She's not going to listen to Neal Brennan's podcast.
Fuck you, man.
It's Neal Brennan and Moshe Kasher's
you, man.
podcast. She might be a huge Moshe Kasher fan.
Yeah,
just
Moshe
so you
Kasher.
know, you never know.
And then
Moshe Capper. He just called
and
you.
then if she does,
He's a fan too. You can tell
Idiot.
Charlamagne's a
Does hear
fan.
about
Just
it.
take the L. You lost.
The L was
if she
pre-taken.
if she does hear about it, I'm just going to be like, we was just fucking around.
You should listen to the Donnell one because we go over a text exchange. It's so fucking funny. It's like one of my favorite episodes where like it's hilarious.
But I love women. Women is actually probably my problem because I feel like I can save all women.
With what do they need to do differently?
No, it's just like I can be having a regular conversation with a girl. This is how I know Martin Luther King used to get so much pussy, right? And Elijah Muhammad. Because think about this. Girls really do come to me for advice and stuff, right? So I give them advice. But then it's almost like I become their big brother, and then it's like they get an infatuation with me, and I'm around them when they're vulnerable, they end up sleeping with me.
I always say if you talk to a girl for more than an hour and a half, she was 80% more likely to
Absolutely.
fuck you.
And that's
Just an hour and a half. And she's way more likely to fuck
And
you.
I mean well. I'm not trying to manipulate her. I'm really just being a concerned friend. And the next thing I know, I'm in her pussy, which is cool. And we're still friends
Concerned.
afterwards.
You're just in. You're just
Yeah.
with
I'm
a
just trying to
look
find
at
out
your
if there's
face.
anything wrong in your pussy.
Does this feel
Absolutely.
okay? How about this one? How about
Absolutely.
this one? Is this too many fingers? Go ahead.
I guarantee you, Martin Luther King Jr. went through the same thing. You know how they always say Martin Luther King was a hoe?
Yeah.
It's because he was counseling all of these women.
Yeah.
And then he
didn't even want to do it.
He didn't want to do it. It's like,
Poor
fuck.
Martin.
Here's
I
more
gotta fuck
pussy.
it's the spirit into her.
You know? So, but I love women. Women, we got to start treating women better. Women are a reflection of the men in America.
A friend of mine said something interesting, which is based on how the NFL reacted to Michael Vick, that dogs get more respect than women. Because if he had beaten a woman, they would have
compared to
maybe
Chris
suspended
Brown.
him like a half.
I mean, look at the Chris Brown situation. That's true.
Yeah.
Chris Brown. Well, Chris Brown has never bounced back.
Oh,
People
no.
still,
Never.
people still hate him forever.
never.
No, I gotta say he has way more fans than I thought he would.
Yeah, but he hasn't bounced back. You got to think Chris Brown was about to be on Beyonce, Rihanna level. Now
Yeah.
he went from front row at the Grammys to BET Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah, but he opens the show. I mean, that's something.
The Hip Hop Awards?
Yeah,
Yeah, who
get
gives
some
a
hate.
fuck? You know what I'm saying?
At a certain point,
but and we objectify women.
By the
too.
way, I heard the real story, and I can never repeat it. But he had a point.
Oh,
When you hit
get
Rihanna?
out
Yeah.
of here.
I'll tell you off the air. I won't tell you because
There's
you
no
won't be able
way
to.
he
There's-
had a point.
I fucking will
doesn't
tell
matter
you
if he
the
had a point.
circumstance. No, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying the circumstances.
I'm
are
sure
like,
he was very
wow.
There's
upset.
only one valid reason he could have did that to Rihanna in that car. If he was getting head and she started biting his dick and he had to
Right.
hit on her to make her remove
Oh
her
yeah, I'm
teeth
not
from his
saying he
penis.
should have hit her. I'm just saying when I heard the story, I was like,
See, that's the problem. See, the fact, but you know why? Because we objectify women. When you see a hot girl, you don't want to know what her name is or what she's into. You like,
Yeah.
I would fuck her. You've automatically objectified. She got some big ass titties. She got a fat ass. You can walk up there and slap her on her ass and nobody will give a shit.
yeah.
What do you feel about calling women bitches?
It's the same thing as calling people niggas. It's not good.
It's great. It's the best.
It can never be positive, but women have to stop owning that
But
shit.
you don't. You say bitches. You don't mean it negatively. You
I don't,
just
I
feel
don't,
like
I don't,
there's
I
a.
don't say bitch.
You don't.
I don't. I mean, I got a daughter and my mother. Like I feel I can call somebody a nigga all day, which is just as wrong. But I don't call women bitches.
Why do you feel like? Because guys can take it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like guys can take it, and I think the word nigga is better than me. Nigga is harsher. I'd rather call a girl a nigga. Look at that nigga, stupid ass. Nigga.
I totally
You
agree.
know what I'm saying?
She got a
Stupid
fat
asshole
ass.
nigga. Yeah, whole
I
ass
like
nigga.
calling white people the N word because they don't know
I
what the
love-
fuck
oh
to
my
do.
God.
They don't
Listen.
know what they're excited. They're upset.
I started calling people Beavers because I didn't want to use the N word no
Yeah.
more. But when I was using the N word, I'd love to walk in the room and be like, "What up, my nigga Neal?" Just
Yeah.
in front of a bunch of white people.
Oh, absolutely. Trust me, I know black dudes use it as like that wield it as like their way of bringing you in.
Right.
Like
So-
I've seen it. People have done it.
It's like a velvet rope.
But
You're
that-
like, come on in.
Also, I can't believe I haven't. This is probably one of the first podcasts I haven't done it. Go ahead.
But to answer your question about the word bitches,
Because
too, women
you got wax posted up next to me.
that's the
Like,
biggest
fucking
nigga there
big
is.
arms,
He's a
too.
nigga.
Ready to
Women
pound.
have to stop owning the word
Thank
too.
you.
Like you can't get mad at me for calling you a bitch, but then you on Twitter talking about me and my bitches going to the club, or me and all my bad bitches.
Yeah.
Or we fine ass bitches. Like, come on. If it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, the same with the N word though.
Same with the N word.
Like if
it's
you're
bad,
gonna
it's
call
bad.
me it, why is it? There's something bad. I'm not gonna. You don't mean it bad to me. I don't mean it bad to you.
Like it tripped me out when everybody got mad at Madonna when she was on Instagram and she told her son she put hashtag this nigga.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
And
He's black?
Like a month
no,
ago.
not
No.
even to the black adopted
that would be
son.
hilarious.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
And when everybody was mad, I was like, well, she must have said that to the black adopted son. She said it to her real biological white son.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
That's
If-
I agree.
If a white woman wants to call
That's
her
the
white
joke I
son
do
a
in my
nigga,
act is I call myself it. Where are we? Is that racist? If I call myself,
listen, I feel like black people have made tremendous strides in America. If a white woman over 50 years old calls her white son a nigga in a loving way,
yeah,
this
I agree.
this nigga.
Yeah,
Like,
And if a
and
black
sh-
if a black guest can eat granola on a podcast, I
Yeah.
think we've come a
Straight
long
face.
way.
Kashi,
you can't tell me that's not equality.
that is, and she wouldn't say it if she didn't have a lot of black friends.
Exactly.
That's-
Come on, Madonna fucked Big Daddy Kane. Okay?
No, she did not.
didn't.
He was on the podcast. They
Champs
did not fuck.
podcast exclusive.
Big
He
Daddy
never
didn't fuck
did that.
Madonna?
He did try to shit on a woman, or no, he did try to piss on a woman and ended up shitting on himself. That was also on the podcast.
Unless he was
But-
lying. He might have been lying, but he said he didn't.
No,
fuck
he
her.
Nah,
didn't.
he lied. He lied.
No, he really didn't.
He fucked Madonna.
He was a fan.
But he wouldn't tell you that though. You're not supposed to kiss and tell. He's not gonna go in.
No, he would have. He would have.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, it's Madonna.
It's enough
I
time.
found it surprising too, because it's like Big Daddy Kane was the sex rap guy of the time, and Madonna was definitely trying to fuck people.
Madonna fucked Big Daddy Kane.
All right,
and she fucked Devontae Swing from Jodeci. That's
Fine.
That's what I'm holding on from my childhood, and because that's what makes me really like Madonna. When I'm like, Madonna can use the word nigga. She fucked Big Daddy Kane. Okay.
Yeah. Not Devontae though.
Yeah, Devontae, that's Jodeci. They're actually trying to get back together. I was like,
Jodeci?
no, put the kibosh on that. Yeah, nobody
Dude,
wants to see that shit.
I saw Belle Biv DeVoe in concert. Some people's voices have gone severely down.
But they still got it, though. BBD and New Edition still got it. You still go to a New Edition show and be very pleased. Very pleased.
You didn't have that experience.
No, I didn't. Well, maybe I saw New Edition. Yeah, it was New Edition. That's what I saw. Sorry,
You weren't feeling it.
Bobby Brown's voice sounds very
smoked crack
rough.
for years.
Very rough. Ralph Tresvant still sounds good. Oh, and who's the one that went on to Jodeci?
Nobody from New Edition went on the Jodeci.
Who is it's
Nobody from New Edition.
Nobody from New Edition with the
okay?
Jodeci.
So Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant,
Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, Belle Biv DeVoe, and Johnny Gill.
Johnny Gill sounded good, and there's one more, isn't there? Who took over for Bobby Brown
Johnny
when he
Gill.
left?
I wish there was a way this would take longer.
Well,
Y'all from LA? Y'all ever seen like Johnny Gill and Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
hand to hand?
Not hand in hand,
Everybody
but I've
always
hung
think
out with them.
they're an item. I don't know if that's true or not.
They're friends.
Yeah, you think they're an item?
Nah, come on, man.
That was Neal's way, like, nah, fuck that, man. I'm trying to do some work with Eddie, man. Get the fuck out
Come
of
on,
here.
man.
Shit.
Eddie's my friend.
Well, it's nice
trying to
because
get Eddie
have
on here.
You'll have an edit point.
When
I start my story-
I'm friends.
When I start my story,
I love Eddie Murphy. How
Yeah.
can you not love Eddie Murphy?
he's the best.
He's the best.
Yeah.
And the
Moshe's mad at him for doing fart jokes and nutty, but I don't give a shit.
I think I've moved past that.
Oh, all
I've
right,
had a
good.
real awakening in this podcast.
Yeah.
Are you smoking wax?
No, I don't smoke weed.
What is that?
It's nicotine.
Why? Why do you have a vaporizer to smoke nicotine?
Because you don't want to smoke cigarettes.
I'd rather smoke weed.
Well, yeah, of course you
That's
would.
going to be vapor. They got vaporizers.
Is that
You got
healthier than nicotine?
Yeah, theoretically, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
What time you go to sleep, man?
Oh, man, it depends what's on television. Like, I'm a Chelsea Handler fan, so I try to watch Chelsea, but it depends. And it depends how tired I am.
Do you not? So you don't need a shitload of sleep?
Nah, I find when I get too much sleep, I'm actually very tired the next day. If I get 8 hours of sleep, I'm fucked up the next day. I need to be moving off 3-4 hours of sleep, complaining about how tired I am so I can get focused.
Got it.
You're a
You
Chelsea
know what I mean?
fan? Have you ever done the show?
Nah, I think I'm about to, though. Everybody keep saying I'm about to. They keep asking me to do it.
Yeah, you would be great on there.
So I think I'm going to do Chelsea.
Don't flip out. It'll be a big deal for you.
Nah, I'm cool. I like. It's funny to me, like especially when I do stuff like Arsenio or I be doing Bethany now. It's like this is weird.
Oh, for sure, always.
It's
right.
like I'm really a country ass motherfucker from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Like this is weird. Like
Yeah, but if you just do shit,
then
there's not that many good people. It's like where you'll come up with a good angle on a joke or something, and you're like, how did other people not think of this?
yeah.
It's just there aren't that many like super good people.
But I mean, it's
True,
just,
that's the
Here's
truth.
to us.
like it's
No,
like
there just aren't that many. That's why there's a novelty.
No, you're
That's
right.
why I love podcasts because like comics are fucking smart and good at talking.
you know what's funny when you used to do sketches with Chappelle. And y'all used to come up with these great observations. It was just
Yeah.
observations of the world.
Yeah.
And I used to hear other comedians say things like, "Oh man, I could have done that. I thought about that. Well, why
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Stupid motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
if it's that easy,
Yeah,
why
It's like,
didn't
yeah,
you?
it was right there.
Yeah,
You
if it
couldn't
was
figure
right
out
there,
why.
why
Yeah,
didn't
it's
you?
like if you can. I would say if you can get a joke, you should have written it. Like if you can get it, you can write it.
But that's how I feel about music. That's why it's hard for me to say who's whack. Because it's easy to say somebody like Trinidad James is whack. But I loved All Gold Everything.
Yeah.
But if somebody like a Lupe Fiasco be like, oh, that record's whack, he's not lyrical. But why didn't you come up with if it's so easy, why didn't
Yeah.
you create it? Or Soulja Boy, remember that Crank That Whoo?
Yeah.
Why didn't you come up with that? If it was so simple
Yeah.
and so easy to make, why didn't you make it?
Hey, like if it scratched an itch in the American public's ear, then it must not have been that whack.
Exactly.
Soulja Boy's talent. He has a talent for that type of for garbage.
Yeah, he's a
and I
garbage-
don't mean that in a bad way. Just like,
But is it really garbage? And that's my other thing too. Like I don't believe anything is whack nowadays. And the reason I don't believe anything is whack because it's somebody out there that thinks it's good. And that's crazy. Think about it. If somebody thinks it's good, is it really whack?
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
well, there's like if some.
Think
I
about
feel
it.
like if radio is popular, it's probably pretty good.
Well, no, but that.
But there are things that are like, it's like the thing of like no one went broke, underestimating the intelligence of the American public. Like there are comics that are bad comics.
Well, that's
that are
exactly
popular,
what we were talking about.
and you just go like, eh.
But are they really bad if they're somewhat
If
popular?
the level of difficulty on their jokes are so shitty that you just kind of go like, yeah, you're not good. You're not adding anything. You're not advancing the art. If Chris Rock's one, Chris is here, Dave's here. Why are they up here and someone else down here?
That's true. But I think, did you see The Real Husbands of Hollywood? Because that's a great point what you said. You see The Real Husbands of Hollywood when James David was pretending to be a comedian and Chris was at his show. And Chris left because he thought he was so shitty. And nobody laughed at the joke that he said. Chris said the same joke on Conan that night and everybody laughed. So it's about who presents it. Like you said, it's not. You said it's the level of difficulty is simple, but it's about who presents it.
I agree.
There's
something to be said for charm.
But actually, what Neal's talking
charisma
about is a different phenomenon, which is when somebody is a good presenter with whack material. That is effective. And I was just talking to Chelsea Peretti about this. Like, what does it even matter? Like, sometimes you feel like, what does it even matter what I'm doing when then you go to the club and some fucking hack is destroying, and you're like, well, I've got these sophisticated jokes, but who cares? They're just going to laugh at this.
Well, you got to get better
that.
at performing.
And you got to learn how to simplify
I'm not
things.
saying it's not about...
I'm not saying you guys in particular.
No, I know. I'm saying what my point is, like, Louis C.K. will go up and he'll get a great response, but then some other hack will go up in a different venue and get a similarly wonderful response. What does it even matter? That's sort of to your point.
Listen, I like Louis C.K. I respect what he done. I watched his last stand-up. I didn't laugh once.
Right.
It wasn't good.
I didn't laugh at
I didn't
all.
think it was good.
Like, I didn't laugh, not one time. Like, not even a chuckle. I was just sat there and watched like, oh, okay. You know, but what is it? Is it whack material?
Right. Yeah, you're sitting there watching thousands of people laugh at it.
Yeah, dying. But
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I mean, I think
All
that
right.
particular special, the jokes just weren't that good.
somebody thought it was funny though.
Yeah, everybody thought it was funny.
You know what though? But I take that back. People are so full of shit. I was at Chris Tucker's show last Friday. I hosted his comedy show, and it was my homegirl was sitting in the front row, older white woman. I go, "Did you think Chris was funny?" She goes, "No, but I laughed because I was in the front row and I didn't want him to start clowning on me for not laughing."
Yeah.
That's whack.
I think that's with Louis too. Not like he's whack and people don't want to laugh, but it's like it's an Emperor's New Clothes thing at a certain
But
point.
how do you get
You
better?
don't want to not like somebody.
How do you get better if you
that
don't tell me the
everybody
truth?
likes.
Well,
Don't
what does
bullshit me.
What does Chris Tucker care about getting better at stand-up at this point?
He should.
Oh, Chris was never a great stand-up. His Def Jam was good.
Def Jam was good.
No, that's 5 minutes.
Right.
It was one of the best 5 minutes comics ever. But he had nothing to say after. He's got nothing to say.
I feel sorry for stand-up comedians. It's funny because I was just talking to my homeboy Little Duval about this morning. He's a stand-up comic. And it's like, once you get on that stage in front of that microphone, it's so much expectation. The expectation to make somebody laugh, to be funny. I don't want that.
Right.
You don't want that kind of expectation. Because you know what? Some people will just sit there and stare at you just because they don't want to laugh.
Yeah.
Nice, motherfucker.
They don't like your shirt.
I don't like you. You're
How
not
do you
funny.
think how hard do you think it is with this sweatshirt? I'm
It's
wearing?
crazy.
It's
the
very
work that
difficult,
Neal
homie.
does with that.
It's like a
orange
weighted
sweatshirt.
vest.
So basically, though, what
Truly
we're
heroic.
saying is the whole entertainment world is not a talent show. It's a popularity contest.
It's everything, I think.
It's good. There are guys like Chris and Dave and Eddie and all these guys who are very charismatic and very smart. So the guys like that are fucking like you can't
But
believe.
cream does rise to the top. Sometimes there's some garbage at the top too, and you go, "How the fuck did you get here?" But the cream does rise to the top over an extended period of time in music, in comedy, in everything. Eventually, you get to like that dude made it because he's good.
Yep.
Oh
And
yeah,
kept going.
Talent always will win. But what about the people that say hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work? Because all of these shitty
I agree
comedians
with that.
or even shitty rappers we're talking about
Right.
will outwork all the motherfuckers with real talent. Because
Yeah.
people that have real talent, they have a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
They feel like everything's going to fall into their lap. Look at Kanye.
I agree with
Kanye
you.
thinks he can be the head of motherfucking Louis Vuitton or Gucci simply because he's great at music.
Right.
One don't have shit to do with the other. And you have not proven that you can do anything in the clothing world, period. You haven't even
And
had
he
a good-
doesn't want to embarrass himself.
You haven't even
That's
had a
the
good
other
black line yet. You haven't even had a Rockaware or Sean John. Or
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
yet. So what makes you think you can jump into that world? But he's so genius at what he does musically, he thinks he's entitled to be in that world.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there are people like talking to Rock yesterday, and he acts like he's not even in comedy. Like he is one of those hardworking people, like talented, charismatic, and works his ass off.
Those are the people that continue to always make it.
Yeah.
And he's still close to the ground. Do you know, especially nowadays, you have all of these reality show stars and like talk show hosts. Like I know people who think they're supposed to act how they think celebrities act. Like I've seen people sit poolside in the Bahamas, and a waitress will come to them, and they'll be like, "Yo, let me order a round of drinks for all my people." And the waitress will be like, "Okay, I need your card." Calm, whispering like a waitress do.
Yeah.
And I've heard the person say, "You're ruining my moment." What the fuck are you talking about, you dick? Like who says you have to be a dick when you're a quote unquote celebrity?
Well, they just saw that and they want to ball out. Like, aren't you? I heard this is how you ball out. We're balling out right now.
I like the humble guys. I've always heard Chris Rock is a humble guy. Or Jay-Z is a humble guy. You know, these are people that actually have accomplished stuff, but they'll walk in the room and speak to everybody. Hey, hello, how are you? You good?
But we were at Arsenio the other day.
Exactly.
There's a classic case of why a guy makes it. We're at Arsenio the other day getting ready to interview him. It's a great interview. Anyhow, before we start, Magic walks in. Magic Johnson. And it's fucking, you're starstruck. First of all, he's 6'8".
He's the fucking greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, but debatable, whatever. 6'8", done a ton of shit in his life. Basketball, non-basketball.
Basketball,
and he comes
AIDS,
in,
all of it.
All, top 8. He comes in, and he's like, it's just me and Moshe in a room, and he goes, "What's up, fellas?" And we're like,
hello, sir.
nothing, we're just waiting for Arsenio. And then he's like leaves the room, and then he comes back, and he's like, "Is everything good with you guys?"
Like, do you
and
care,
we're like,
man?
"What do you?" But that's the idea that he was just like, "I've got some time to kill, and I'd
just
rather
chop it up with
just
these strangers."
talk
Listen,
to you guys."
that's a great. I interviewed Magic yesterday. He came on the Breakfast Club, but Jay-Z does the same thing. Jay-Z will come to the Barclays Center early if it's like a show or something. He literally was walking through the whole Barclays Center, just peeking in rooms, seeing who was in the room, just to say what's up. And he's like, "Yo," my man DJ Envy, who's my co-host on the Breakfast Club, he's like, "Yo, what's up?" And Jay was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "I'm bored. Ain't shit to do, so I'm just here.
Yeah.
You good? You want a drink?" Poured him a shot. Like, that's the type person he is.
Yeah.
And Magic's the same way. Like, I love Magic. Magic got a great spirit.
He's a
Yeah.
Great
he does.
spirit.
Seems like a
Yeah.
great guy.
Great spirit. You can see why
You know what a good guy is? I didn't make an AIDS joke. That's what a good person is.
No,
You have in the past.
I have in the past. Didn't. Now that I've seen him and it's on me,
Then
I'm
I
more
take
like,
mine back. Can I take mine back?
Yes.
He
Yeah.
told us yesterday the biggest
That's
thing.
how generous I feel.
He told us yesterday the biggest thing that has helped him beat AIDS is a positive attitude.
I believe that.
And he said he's never been sick because he has such a positive attitude.
Very positive.
But you know
All
how
right,
you
I
get
take that one back as well.
You know how you get a positive attitude? By treating people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
The simplest shit they taught us in kindergarten. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's it. Let gratitude be your attitude. Be thankful for the little things, because when you're thankful for the little things, you'll get blessed with more. That's why he's so happy. You're happy when you see other people happy. That's the type of person I am.
You happy?
All the time. I'm happy because I like to make people happy. I want to drink. I want to smoke. Let's laugh. Let's joke. Take that negativity shit away from me. I don't want to hear it. Get away. Go. I'm going to have wax beat you up. We don't want that around us. Like, that's what we do. And that's how you remain happy. By making other people happy.
We did it.
I had more questions, but fuck it. I think we just answered all of the
ones
Wax,
that
do you have
needed to be
anything?
answered.
Any observations? Jesus, Wax.
He's just
watching
looking at a woman
watching
playing
like
with her pussy?
pterodactyl porn.
Oh, shit.
Fuck you
Wax.
watching, man.
Wax is bored as fuck.
Jesus, Wax. All right, I guess that's it.
That's it.
I want to thank y'all for having me.
Oh yeah, thanks for
Neal.
yeah.
Dude.
No, listen. I know your name. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Moshe.
Moshe.
Yep.
All right. I've been trying to remember it the whole interview.
Yeah, no, I know.
But it sounds like motion. Then it sounds
I
like
know it's
Moesha.
hard.
Remember
You
Moesha?
psych yourself out. That's how white
Yeah.
people are with black names.
That's right.
Moshe.
Yeah.
Neal, Moshe, thank you for having me, man.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
man.
coming on, man.
Y'all got to come to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I'll fuck with that.
Anytime.
For real.
What's the MTV2 show?
Charlamagne and Friends. You should come to that, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Anytime.
fuck with that.
Neal's rushing me. He's like, fuck it. Yeah, okay.
No,
yeah.
I don't give a shit. I got questions about how many friends you got from Carolina besides Wax? Are you
lot.
from Carolina?
Yeah,
Oh, got
he's
it.
from Jersey. He went to school in Carolina. All my friends are still in Carolina.
And how do you deal with doing well and people requesting money and favors and shit?
Say no. That's
So,
it.
okay, hold on. I'm calling. Hey, Charlemagne, it's me. It's Dookie.
You know what's funny?
You remember me?
It's Dookie from South Carolina. You know what I do? I call my mom. And I always call my mom, and I say, Mom, such and such called me and asked me this. And my mom will say, well, what's the situation? Depending on the situation, I have no problem throwing you a couple of dollars. But you're not going to make it a habit. You know what I'm saying? After a couple of times, it's like, all right, now, motherfucker, what are you doing to get a job?
Yeah.
Now let's talk
Right.
about that. You know,
I'm not really trying to do that right now.
That's not,
but
man.
man, that's
I
not
want
me,
a job.
man.
Well, I ain't a bank, and I'm not gonna
Good
continue to give you
job,
loans.
man.
But I'm the type of person I'll give you an opportunity. Like I'll put you on to who you need to talk to get put in position. You know,
All right.
that's the least I could do.
Yeah. All right, we gotta go.
That was it?
Yeah, that was all I had. That's all. I
Folks,
wanted to know.
thanks, man. Thank you for coming on. Charlamagne
Thank
the
you for
God.
Peace,
Listen
Sean.
to him.
Yeah, all your shit. Multiple.
Monday through
Club.
Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Breakfast
MTV.
Club on iHeartRadio.
Oh, it's on iHeartRadio. Does iHeartRadio do well? Like a lot of people
Great.
listen to that shit?
Hell yeah.
All right.
And it's national.
Hey,
That's
listen.
good money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil,
All right.
the master
God
of the
bless.
out.
I love-
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
love-
you've been fucking with the Champs podcast. Keep listening. 5-star us. We love
AKA
you.
Neal Brennan's podcast.
Say
Right?
nigga,
Man,
Neil.
suck my dick.
Say nigga.
Nigger.
There you go.
Now tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
Now you're fucking with the champs.